Casually FC, welcome to another installment of the Casually Chelsea show, where we pretty much recap the last few days worth of news, transfers, and all the fun stuff that is happening with Chelsea. I'm accompanied by my lovely panel of Ahmed, Oliver, Winter Surfer, Scott, and Real Chris. I myself, Marshalldbdx, your host. Before we go ahead and get this show on the road, because we have a jam-packed show for you guys as always, make sure you are smashing that like button. If you haven't done so already, wipe your feet at the floor, hit that like button. It's so simple and it helps out tremendously. You guys have no idea. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. About 60% of you that do watch do not subscribe, so be sure to subscribe, as it does help out the channel. We are on our way to 1,900 subscribers, and then shortly after that, 2K. Be sure to hit the bell notification so you don't miss out whenever we do go live on this YouTube platform, and also be sure to check out the links in the description for everyone's other content and Twitter and Discord and all that fun stuff. Leave a comment down below, and be sure to check out our memberships, as we have 4 different tiers starting at 99p. For those that are at the proper casual tier and higher, they do get shout outs. So shout out to Winter Surfer, Strasbourg Steve, OG Turbo Jesus, Dark, Scott, Epicman, and Adrian. If you guys want to get a shout out, be sure to check out the other tiers and subscribe for that tier. It does help us out tremendously, as I cannot emphasize that enough. And shout out to everyone else who is a member. Be sure to use those emojis, as they are fun to use, and we will be unlocking more with more members that we get. Let's get this show on the road, and let's start off with the first topic is stadium redevelopment. Okay, stadium, Ben Jacobs reporting stadium plans redevelopment could be complete by 2029 and 2030. We haven't touched on this topic for a while now, but now we have a expected year to probably see some progress with this. Ahmed, you're the civil engineer. Tell us what you think about this.
I think it's realistic, to be honest. Well, we're in 2023. It's probably going to take a few years in my eyes, particularly with Fulham Council. So both Kensington and Chelsea and Fulham Council as well. It's not called Fulham. I think is it called Fulham Council? I assume so. Sorry, I get mixed up with it because they're 2 different councils that are next to each other, essentially at the Chelsea area. But they're both going to have to somewhat agree with each other. There's also obviously planning and permission. Once that's gone through, you then also have to do like agreements as well. There's going to be, for example, because of where Chelsea is, I think there's going to be only a limited time as to how much they can actually build per day. So, for example, if you're in a residential property, such as myself, where you have like a bunch of homes next to each other, it's like a little main street, etc., etc., you can only do like a 9 to 5 or like a 9 to 6, essentially. So that's how long you've got to build. Whereas sometimes, if you're working like in central London, you can actually just do it 24/7, essentially. You have that amount of time. So, but you usually don't work at night anyway, because obviously it's too dark usually for you to work. But yeah, listen, I think it's suitable thing. I also think they obviously also have to take in different designs.
Sure.
Excuse me, because obviously they don't have the designs ready. We don't know what designs they want to look at. Obviously, they have an idea of what they want to build, but it's up to now the civil engineers, the contractors that they may have now to form an agreement with the club, and the one that can give the best deal with the less amount of money needed to be used. That's the one they're probably going to go for. Simple as that.
Ahmed, you gotta line up for a contract, man. We're gonna have you behind the scenes building the new Stamford Bridge, man.
Well,
I don't think my company is going to be doing that. The one that I do usually, they do a lot of what's it called, modernization, like new builds, or like we do also like a part of our ones, like historical builds. So that might be celebration and other stuff. So
I don't want this man on a stadium. He can't
you know what? I need to do it. Listen to this guy.
Can't find a username. I don't want to build a stadium. Can't find a username. This guy. You know what I mean? Can't build a stadium.
You know what, man? You know what? This Stamford Bridge, I'll make sure to burn it to the ground, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't listen to him. Don't listen to Ahmed. Don't listen to Ahmed. He doesn't mean what he's saying. YouTube, Roman, or Todd Foley, whoever's listening, do not listen to Ahmed.
I'm literally laughing. Okay, guys, I didn't mean that in jest, of course.
Don't you think it could be delayed actually, because there could be some sort of another virus or some sort of crazy thing happening around the world that gets it delayed? Like we live in this world, anything can happen.
You're in a nuclear apocalypse mode.
Yeah, you never know. Anything
this
can happen.
Man was watching Resident Evil last night or some shit. What the hell,
let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, man.
Chris.
Not Chris,
But
bro.
no, I think 2029, 2030. That's 6 years from now. I think that's plenty of time. I think it seems like very reasonable.
I'm going to let you know right now. It'll probably take them at least half a year roughly to get like complete
Planning,
projects. Planning,
and then the
no,
approval and all that
no,
stuff.
not planning. I'm telling you right now, it takes 6 months just to have an agreed idea of how you want to build stuff with like whichever company you're going to be working with. It's probably going to take you sometimes roughly within a year-ish. Sometimes it might take a year and a half-ish to get a planning permission done. And then it then comes down to the phases of play. Like obviously, when you're building something, it's not always going to be hunky-dory. There's always going to be some level of step backs that are going to happen as well. So,
Sure.
listen, yeah, I think for me, probably 2030 is realistic. 2030 is pretty realistic.
Fair enough.
2030 for me. No, 33. Sorry.
You just
Listen,
want to be
Chris,
argumentative, Chris.
Chris, man, I need to know what Chris has before the stream.
Chris is a very special type of
You
human.
don't need to
all
talk
right?
to me after the stream, man. I'm gone.
All right, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Next topic I want to talk about is this big controversy around the sponsorship. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. So. The Premier League has refused Chelsea permission to sign a shirt sponsor deal with Paramount Plus amid concerns it would upset the competition's broadcast partner. In a move that is understood to have triggered considerable surprise at Stamford Bridge, officials had hoped to complete a deal worth a significant sum with an American outfit. This is coming from Mike Keegan. We move on to the next tweet I have here in relation to Stake. So Chelsea are in a final talks for Stake to become the new shirt sponsor, 1-year deal. This is coming from Matt Law. And then the other one too here is that coming from Matt Law as well. The deal with Stake would be estimated to be on a similar level to £40 million a year. To 40 million pounds a year. I forgot the shirt sponsors 3. Okay. Chelsea would only be able to sell shirts displaying Stake in adult sizes and kid size shirts showing no sponsor. Okay. So I guess the biggest issue with this one is with the the Muslim players that we have on our team. I don't know. Look, I'm not going to pretend like I know. I don't know the specifics of what the religion entails and what exactly they are allowed or not allowed to do. Okay. The thing is though, like, is it? What I want to ask is the Muslim religion? Is the specificness of it that you cannot participate in gambling and stuff like that, or is it that you can't represent it in any means in any way? Because it's one thing to participate in it, it's another thing to wear it as a sponsorship. And I asked this, Ahmed, because there is, what was it? Watford had a gambling sponsorship, I believe, and so did Brentford. And I'm sure they have Muslim players.
Marshall, Stake were literally Everton's sponsor and the season just ended.
Yeah. So okay, so the way I'm gonna sort of explain this, like Stake is not Stake, but gambling in general is haram. Like you can't gamble at all. So like that includes betting, blackjack, poker, any game that requires you to gamble, you're not allowed to do. And in general, even if you go to like a lot of these Islamic leagues, for example, whether it be like the Saudi League, for example, they do not literally advertise it at all. I don't think it's even allowed to be advertised at all. But the thing is, like, the religion has this stipulation that when you're in another country, you have to follow essentially its rules, right? So even if it does advertise it, of course, like, it doesn't necessarily, it's not good for you to basically wear it, if that makes sense in general. But it's you're not doing anything that's in your intention to do it, if that makes sense, right? It's also a matter of intention in my eyes. But the problem with Stake that I have, and that the issue that I have, is that they're extremely shady company compared to other companies in general, like the other gambling companies. Like they make Bet365, yeah, and these guys, Ladbrokes, look like saints, like the stuff that they do, in my opinion. And so, for example, as I've said to you before, like they're actually an online company only. Their company is literally located in a shandy house somewhere in the Caribbean. Like there's like a very good YouTube video which breaks down Stake and stuff. I'll make sure to link it in the chat for everyone. But yeah, their place is like somewhere very dodgy. How they even make their money, allegedly, it's quite dodgy as well. Obviously, the situation with Twitch. Some of you guys may not. Where the probably, as you know, a lot of these major Twitch streamers, they have young kid audiences, and like two of their top two, streamers were literally just do gambling non-stop, literally non-stop gambling in front of kids, essentially. and
Trainwreck, Sadie
that,
Ross, yeah.
it was, I don't want to try to know who they are, and that literally led to like Twitch having to ban them, So at the end of the day, Stake themselves are not a good company to be in bed with at all. Like I would have, if it was like Bet365, there would have been even, I could have maybe have made a middle ground to the sense that yes, these guys are gambling companies. Gambling is not good, but if it's for a season, I can understand that. But with Stake specifically, it's not a great look for the club. That's all I'm going to say.
So the suspiciousness that you have with Stake, aside from the way they run business and the criticism they receive on Twitch and all these other platforms, I get that I understand where you're coming from. Is it also where its headquarters is located? Is that also rub you like in a weird way?
Bro, how does that not rub anyone the wrong way? Listen, I know that a lot of these guys, the headquarters are obviously in the Cayman Islands, etc., etc. But this one, where it's located, bro, it's crazy, bro. Like,
here's the thing. Here's the thing that was told to me actually earlier today that put a little bit into perspective. Twitch, for example, they have a whole office. They have a whole building. They have to, employ people there. They have to maintenance. It costs a lot of money to have an office building, right?
Of course, yeah.
Where Stake saves money is the fact that they probably don't have to do so much money into infrastructure and overhead. And listen, I don't know if that's that much of a cost that they can afford to give these streamers lucrative contracts and all that. But listen, I personally
Marshall, just to explain to put into context for you, the reason why Twitch has that and all of these other companies have like offshore companies is because of tax. There's actually a reason as to why they're doing the stuff that they do. So logically speaking, obviously it's a similar thing. There's a similar thing.
But it's also they're a subsidiary of Amazon as well. Yeah, Twitch.
Yeah.
Where Stake is its own thing.
But the problem with Stake is an online only company. They're literally trying to bring in the biggest, youngest streamers out there to basically get kids into gambling. There's actually multiple stories that have come out in regards to situations like that. That you yourself don't know.
That is a danger.
Honest, that's what I'm saying to you. So if we're being honest, Stake is not a great company to be in. Listen, I said to you before, if it was a Bet365 or even a DraftKings that we had on there, I wouldn't have minded as much because at least there's some level of like what's the word? I'm trying to find. There's some level of something there that I can't remember right now that compared to Stake isn't. That's what I'm going to say.
Some level of morality or some level of
some level of legitimacy. That's it. That's all.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I see. It does seem a little sketchy. I'm personally not a fan of the design and how it looks like on the shirt. But just to put into perspective, this company does make a lot of money. They just offered XQC, probably the biggest streamer on Twitch, the most popular streamer on Twitch for the last. He's got it. He just signed a 100 million, 100,000. No, 100 million, right? 100 million a year.
Yeah.
100 million a year contract. Just stream on Kick.
100 million for 2 years. So he's
basically for 2 years. Okay.
He's got a bigger bag right now than LeBron James, for example.
That's insane. So it just goes to show, like, there's money in this company. I don't know where they're getting from or how they're like. Look, I know gambling makes money.
They're getting from the kids,
Maybe. This is all alleged. All this stuff is,
Of course, allegedly. Let me put
allegedly, yeah. All of this stuff is, up in the air. Whether this is like good for the platform and whatnot, if it's influencing kids and this and that, like all of it's, it's all sketchy.
Marshall,
I don't think it's too late for them to potentially this not work out, but it is coming from Outlaw. It looks like it is going to happen. We'll see. But Oliver, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I just got another thing to add quickly because this is something to do with the Chelsea Foundation, because this kind of sponsorship deal going to a gambling company really damages their credibility as an organization, because like I believe it was around like November time last year that they were kind of going around schools in Fulham running like workshops and campaigns that were trying to warn young kids against gambling. So if we go into this, that would really damage their credibility as kind of a charitable and institution for goodwill.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I also forgot the main other reason I was also very dodgy about them is one word beginning with C, crypto. They're crypto casino. I forgot they were a crypto casino. So,
They were part of that.
Wait, hold on. But here's the thing too with crypto, and I pointed this out on the Discord. Which, by the way, people, if you haven't already joined the Discord, if you want to have discussions outside of these streams, we have them over on the Discord. So come join our Discord. It's open for anyone, pretty much. But I did mention this on the Discord. I think a lot of this. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I agree with what you're saying from an ethical standpoint, Ahmed. I think gambling isn't necessarily, or a gambling sponsor isn't necessarily the best look for Chelsea. I rather have someone else. I'd rather have the Allianz. I'd rather have whatever. But at the same time, the outrage I feel like has been a little over the top, has been a little overblown. And I didn't see anyone saying anything when Chelsea were sponsored by Whalefin, a crypto company that no longer ceased to exist. I'm pretty sure they've gone under. So
okay. So, but the difference you're talking about right now is that was a crypto business in terms of, I think they were doing a crypto transfer from cash to stuff like that. So again, that is different from what Stake is doing.
True.
That is different.
It is different.
And literally, also, what do you also know? I'm not even saying that Stake is this right now. So obviously, this is all I do. But we know, obviously, crypto in general is not a good stuff. Not good stuff. They usually, a lot of it, they do a lot of scams in terms of crypto.
But we knew crypto wasn't good prior to Whalefin being in the industry. We saw what happened with NFTs and all that shit. You know, like.
But at the time we got Whalefin, it was obviously a sponsor. So again, it's not something that you're gonna see as much. But it was literally, if it's in front of your face where everyone's wearing that kit, it's not gonna work, is it? Alexa, stop. Sorry, my Alexa. Sorry. Yeah, but
that steak is coming from you, bro.
No, that's every time I'm telling you, that's fine. But genuinely, as I was trying to say, like, let's be real, guys. Steak is not great. It's not it. That's all I'm saying. But hopefully,
I don't
at the end of the
disagree.
day, next season, we actually get some level of a good sponsor that is not gambling or anything monetarily related. Okay,
Or maybe this falls through too. You never know. This could still fall through. It's not official yet.
Listen, if this falls through, then who are you getting after this?
I think that's the problem, and I think the thing that the thing with the Stake thing is I tried to kind of stay out of the ethical, religious, moral, whatever side of it, just because I can understand both sides, right? Because on one hand, and this is the thing I'll say, and I said this on Lewis's stream as well, I don't really care what side you fall on. I just think I've seen a few people try and almost dictate how people should feel about this, or try and make people feel bad feeling a certain way. I don't care what side you find, fall on this, right? Because at the end of the day, both sides are right. Like, from an ethical side, this is not right. Like, you shouldn't be having a company like this be sponsoring a major football team or a major sports team. On the other hand, though, we have had other sponsors who have not exactly been ethically clear. Our owner in the past, the one we just lost, is not exactly ethically clear. Our current owners are linked in some way to the Saudis, who are not ethically clear. So, there are a lot of grey areas, right? It's not just black and white. But don't care what side you fall on, don't dictate how people should feel about this, or don't make people feel bad for falling on one side. The thing I will say, though, and the leeway I'll give to the owners in this situation is I was not aware of the Paramount Plus thing until today, as I'm sure most people know.
I wasn't aware of it today either.
Which, my main concern with this deal with Stake was more of how bad it looks on the owners, in a sense of this is meant to be your area and this is the best you could come up with. But I now understand it, because I don't think this was their first choice. They wanted the Paramount Plus thing, which would have looked sick, by the way, on the kit. That would have looked sick. It would have been cool. I imagine it would have been quite a lot of money. That fell through, and I think this is about as good a backup as you're going to find at short notice, annoyingly. So it's either this, or you go for less money for something that is probably slightly less ethically wrong, but it's going to be considerably less money. So you kind of have to weigh up the twos and fours.
Cons on this one,
You do know,
and it's only a year as well.
All those with a moral issue, you do know one of our sponsors is Singo, which is Thai beer, right?
Of course.
I'm just saying, where's the uproar about that?
No, that's fair. That's a fair point, bro. No, I'm not disagreeing with that.
We have boards around the stadium. that do beer, that do other betting thing. The league that they play, league that players play in are sponsored by gambling and stuff like that. The hypocrisy is, I don't know what it is about it. It's just the hypocrisy of it all. It's like,
I think it's the American owners, Andrew.
I think
it's a lot to do with that.
I think it's just, yeah, I do think it's something to do with that as well. I do think they can't do anything right. I mean, Todd Bowley was being mocked last week for having pictures with the Saudis, and he was going, well, he didn't do anything over there. And then suddenly a week later, we're selling like 7 players to the Saudi clubs. You know, I don't think it's anything really that these guys do that anyone's not happy with. I mean, where's the outrage? If you're really that moralistic, then I wouldn't be seeing any of your messages because you won't be using iPhones and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Check where the kits are made.
Man.
Check where the kits are made. Check where the boots are made. I'm just sick of this. This you're moralistic when it suits your argument. That's what it is. You know what I mean? That's what it all is. I mean, you're right. I mean, they're on Everton. Everton's got some Muslim players. I take it, have they?
Abdoulaye Doucouré, I believe.
Yeah.
I didn't
hear any. And my ignorance, I didn't hear any issue with them last season with this. Didn't hear anything from Everton fans having an issue with this whatsoever. And someone's going to point out, well, Chelsea just did a gambling thing. It was a gamble awareness thing. It wasn't anti-gambling. It was gambling awareness. You are an adult, okay? If you're doing gambling, that's your own responsibility. We've had this club has been sponsored by beer companies before in calls for several years, okay? Been sponsored by Samsung for several years. You know, it's the moralist. It's you're only moral. You only have morals when it suits you. That's what it is in this club, okay? When you're supporting a football club, so you're okay with them going to you're okay going to different countries for pre-season and stuff like that. Why aren't you moralistic about them going to America for pre-season? Just, you know, why don't we get political in that? We're not going to on this channel. I'm just saying like that. Why are you in an uproar about that? You know, you're just moralistic because of what it is. I never heard any of this when Roman was in charge or anything like this, or any issues with the sponsors or stuff like that. You know, why aren't you going against Nike with what they do probably abroad with all the sweatshops they own and stuff like that? You know. Why don't you do that? Yeah. It's not. This is nothing about morals. This is just about the ownership. That's all it is. It's nothing. This moral thing is a false, fake argument. It's nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's disgusting.
And you bring up a good point, Andrew. Like if you look hard enough, you can always find skeletons in the closet for any of these companies. So it's really like what Scott said before. It's really, you know, pick and choosing your battles here and weighing out the pros and cons. Personally, I agree with Ahmed. I don't think the gambling sponsorship would be a good look, period, because there's so much controversy already revolved around it and other, other bubbles that aren't just the footballing bubble. But at the same time, like, you know, if they have the money to offer, and I'm sure Bowley's not going to be dumb enough to do a deal with someone who is like really shady. I'm sure they've done their research and see like, okay, there is some credibility here. The paperwork, all, you know, there's a whole team that goes, you know, that works on this as well. It's not just Bowley. So I'm sure like if it ends up officially being stake, it's only a 1 year. Hopefully the year after that we find a much better sponsor that would be, you know, willing to put their logo on Chelsea's the front of Chelsea's kit. So that being said, I am going to move on. Go ahead,
I just want to touch on just a point that got brought up that I agree with, and that's that these owners coming in has just highlighted the xenophobia within this fan base more and more each week. This gets highlighted more and more each week.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but I mean, I think until the owners can actually shut these guys up by giving them trophies and performances and, you know, a better, because I think a large part of it is the agenda was fed from, you know, certain, you know, social media platforms, obviously, or social, you know, media personalities. But I think the other part of it too was the lack of results and how badly this season finished. So, which again, the criticism is deserved in that sense, but it doesn't help them in any way. If we do better next season, I think hopefully the xenophobia does come to a little bit of a lull, if not ceases to exist. By the way, 67 of you guys are watching, but there's only 15 likes. Do you want me? Listen, because of the output here, I am going to take a gambling sponsorship. You know what? Stake, sponsor the channel, because Sorry, Ahmed, I'm sorry, bro. Ahmed might have to leave.
Bro, listen, Marshall, you know me, bro. Listen, Marshall,
Sorry, Ahmed.
Listen,
Ahmed, I'm sorry.
It's time to
Ahmed.
go!
I'm joking. I'm obviously I'm joking. But guys, get those likes up. Come on. Wipe your feet at the door. It would help out the channel tremendously so that I don't have to take a steak sponsorship, okay? So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic right here, which is players that have been released by Chelsea Football Club. I think so. You guys are going to be looking forward to this one.
Yes.
Okay. We got it.
Perfect.
Here we go. I think Chris wants to talk about this. All right, official players released by Chelsea: Derek Abu, Prince Adegoke, Timmy Bakayoko, Nathan Baxter, Juan Carlos Castillo Familia, Brian Benjamin. Okay, listen, the names that matter here: Timmy Bakayoko, and then we did mention Dujon Sterling as well.
Nathan Baxter. Who the hell is he?
Oh, Jude.
He's a goalkeeper. He was on loan. He's been on loan to Hull the past couple of seasons.
I don't even know.
Players are gone. The Deadwood is leaving, guys.
I don't even know most of these players.
I don't know. I know like half of them. I know some of them.
Wait, Ethan. Oh, is it Ethan James? Okay, I thought Ethan Hampton.
Has anyone noticed who isn't on that list?
Mason Mount.
Baba Rahman.
Wait, I was about to say it's Baba Rahman still.
No, because Baba Rahman's still contracted till next season, bro. That's why.
Yeah, I know. It's just like.
That's bro. He's going to have been here for 9 years.
I know it's crazy.
That's insane.
He's been here. I think he's been here longer than Drogba was in his first season, or as long as Drogba was in his first season.
Yeah, the only player with longer tenure is Ashby.
Jesus Christ.
As it stands.
Oh my lord!
Wait, so how long is Bakayoko? When did he join us? 2017.
2017.
So he's been there probably like now just over 6 years.
Almost 7 years.
6 years.
Almost 7 years.
It's 6 years.
Yeah, I know it's 6 years. But
It's about 3 years too goddamn long.
Yeah.
He should have been sold after 2 seasons because that first season he had was just god awful. He couldn't even pass the ball. He couldn't even dribble. He couldn't even really shoot.
Where did we loan him to? Where was his last loan prior to this season?
Milan.
It was a 2-year loan, which they declined on the second year because he basically never played.
Yeah, because he's shit.
God damn.
Wow, thank you for informing us.
Yeah, thank you for your service, Timmy Bakayoko, Nathan Baxter, and everyone else on this list, but it's not going to work out. We're moving on with different players and different plans, and we wish you the best.
I can't believe I got hyped over this guy.
I just heard you talking about the money, and apparently we get rid of the loan system that Chelsea used to use to create money. We're complaining about the money coming in from sponsors. All I can say is, good luck, man.
Yeah, I mean, wait, but
build a state. Good luck making money.
Well, you make it sound like we had the choice to go and do this, undo the loan army. Didn't the EPL kind of force us to now do less loans?
FIFA.
No, you can still do as many loans as we have done. Like, look at all of the people that we have out on loan currently. You could still do most of those loans, even with the new rules, because most of them are either homegrown or under the age of 21. It's just that the loan system as it is, our loan system is flawed entirely. Go and look at the loans we just had this season. All of them, apart from like 3, did shit.
But also, don't we have all these influx of new players and youth players that we are going to loan out?
Yeah, the loan players did bad. Like, the loans in general were just terrible loans.
That's why I don't care, because the loan player is supposed to bring money. I'm not looking at them as like those guys like over here. We make money. We're like a workhorse. But not. The only problem I have with loan system is when it affects the first 11. That's when I complain. Otherwise,
sure,
they can be whatever the crap we want to be. We're just workhorse.
The way I see it, with all the young players that we're getting, they're going to be going out on loan. They're going to develop. We got them for really cheap, and the plan is to make money off of selling them for higher, or actually integrated them for free into the team, rather than spending money on a transfer window to bring in players constantly. So in a way, it's a different way of making money, the way I see it.
Yeah. If you don't know those names over here, how do you know how much price they cost, Marshall?
No, I don't know any of these names, but like I know some of the youth that we're bringing in. You know, we got what's his face? Oh my god. We got the Kadri Paez, right? Caicedo is still there. We have Santos. There's Stolina potentially for him. There's the Whisper. We got him prior.
Are you calling
There's
a
other
couple of
players too.
16 years old that has to still play in their league for 2 years before?
Yeah, they got to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I know they have to wait a little bit, but the plan is
making
to
money out of them.
because when we bought them for what under 20 million in 2-3 years, if they end up becoming what the scouts think they are, which is going to be good players, we can sell them for 40 or 50. You know, more expensive based on. Look at how we bought Kai Havertz. We bought Kai Havertz based on hype and also, you know, what he was doing in the Bundesliga. But,
So
you know,
you're saying
Leverkusen didn't spend money on them.
when you saying when Abramovich bought the players, young players, to loan them, he brought them like real expensive and stuff like that.
I think it wasn't. I don't think Abramovich was buying them expensively, but I don't also think that Abramovich had the right scouting that we had now. Our scouting sucked. Had Abramovich had the proper scouting that we have now, I think we would have had a similar format where we were buying players for very cheap.
Can you tell me what the great sounding we did since Bolo came in? Please name all of them.
The great signings.
Yeah, both.
Like, are we youngsters or just in the team in general?
Koulibaly, Kukureya, Sterling, Badiashile.
Yeah. I can't speak.
Really.
I can't speak right now on the youngsters because we don't know what's going to happen. But the plan for the youngsters was always to spend cheap, make it inexpensive, so that it doesn't hurt our wallet that much. We are going to sell them for more than what we bought them for, regardless.
I actually see
sorry, I just
the
need
youngsters
to.
a lot more than we used to pay for youngsters to go on loan.
Maybe. I mean, then again, like it's the market's more expensive now than it was before. We're seeing all these players go for so much higher prices than they ever were.
The reason why those what's his name? For example, I love when people saying like, "Well, scouting under Roman was such a bad thing," and blah blah blah. Bet you I.
Well, towards the end, it was at least.
That was
correct myself.
Why was a shit signing.
Yeah, I agree with you. Was he
What
shit?
Manalo?
What's his name? Was he shit at scouting though? The guy was one of the highest prospects in Europe.
Yeah, like he had promise, like he had very good finishing.
Not look at his
Good
stats
on both
before he
teams.
joined Chelsea.
I mean, I'm looking at him now.
He scored a Premier League winning goal, man.
No, he didn't. We had 2 more games in hand.
No,
so
but that was the win it though.
He just
No, but that was the one to win it. That game won it. That's
Yes,
the Premier League.
but
Yes, so don't try to break me
didn't
on
say
that.
that he was gonna not if we couldn't score for 2 more games. Yes, Chris, sit on that.
What do you mean sit on that? That was the winning goal for the Premier League anyway.
Yeah, but
I know
we
we had
still
2 more
had 2
games. I know.
games.
Yes, I know. But what's time we lost every game?
Oh.
What's time we lost every game and drew that game?
Wow, this guy's career is
Anyway.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Same thing with what's his name with Lukaku the first time. We bought him because exactly. Look, Batshuayi, Lukaku, then is what's his name that the ones that everybody likes to make fun
Yeah.
of. Baba Rahim, whatever that left back.
Baba
He
Rama.
was
Yeah.
such
Yo,
what
what's
was
this?
his name?
Alex,
Baba Rama. I understand.
He is one of the biggest prospects of the left side in that time.
Sure.
Yes.
But that's the point, though. Like, I think the point is that you buy them cheap before they're, you know, hyped, would you would say, or one of the most spectated. Because, like, let's put out, for example, Endrick, right?
Because they
Endrick, I would say everyone was really hyped about. We'll have to see what Endrick does. But I don't know who the fuck Gabri Veiga is. I don't think anyone knew who the fuck Nicolas Jackson was. Like, there were
I
teams
knew he
looking
was.
for them.
I
Yeah, I
know.
know you do.
some
I
of
mean,
us-
you also watch like
I think-
15 teams at a time.
I think I have a problem with fans that have revisionism saying that, oh my God, this time is better.
That's
There's
fair,
nothing better. The only thing it is right now, you don't know the future. The reason why you're criticizing the before, because you know how it turned out.
Yeah,
It's
of course. I
everything.
get that.
It's like everything. You buy in a player for 100 mil, and if he balls out, nobody will ever bring up his price. If he's gonna be Lukaku, everybody's gonna bring up the price.
True. I agree with you. I think my issue is in the last 5 years of Roman's reign, we weren't doing the scouting anymore. We got problem kids to come through.
We have too many on the first side of that. Of too many people have.
We weren't selling these players either. We were extending their
I
contracts.
was going to say that's the biggest thing as well. Is like the reason we're where we are now is because of what our previous ownership did. We've just talked about it. Baba Rahman's going to be here 9 years and has played I looked actually, by the way. I think he's played a grand total of about 20 games. Kennedy was here about 7 years and played 14 games for us. Like,
but
why?
To be fair to Alex, he's also right in the sense that we don't know what the ownership is going to do, because we could be saying this now, but then 3 years down the line, we're extending Kandri pays his contract, even though he's been flopping, just for the sake of trying to sell him, then selling go on a free.
Yeah. One thing I will say that I do agree with Alex. I think the scout at the previous time was good up until a point there. Like, it was a point where it clearly changed, and then it went for worse. And for me, it was
that's what
obviously once you lost the sporting director, that's when it started getting cooked, basically. And then
I could be wrong, but I feel like ever since Emiliano stepped down, I think it's because
I think it's always the managers, because you try to place the manager at the end. For example, what's his name? Every time the new manager, they do the couple of club signings and for the player signings. And the problem with the previous regime, what I had the problem with, always have the problem with Roman, is hiring wrong managers that the players cannot transfer from one style of the game to another style of the game.
Yeah.
What's his name? You're not gonna tell me that what Chelsea did. I don't care how good you are scouting. The first team 11 and the top 4 in the top 4 team playing in the Premier League. I don't need the scouts there. I can scout just like you. Everybody can scout. Just Google freaking thing, and everybody's on a trend on the same freaking page. So I don't need you to scout me that, because that's how everybody scouts. That's how actually scout is common. Because just like that, 10 years ago, when you were still swimming like a Nemo's your daddy's balls, that's how Batshuayi came out. That's how every time somebody's name coming out in a big thing, and all of a sudden we must sign him. You weren't there, Marshall, but it was the same thing. Somebody like Scott, we must sign that. I'll give you plenty of names from the unknown league. Batshuayi, that. How is Kamaka doing? Shit player for West Ham. You wanted it at Chelsea last season.
Yes, because he doesn't fit the system.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? It's always something that it's not. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for first team, I don't need the scouts. I need the scouts for the youth, because that's when the scouts are actually working.
You need scouts for the first.
I mean, to fit, like, not the scouts. I actually don't. I actually need the capable manager to figure out what position we need.
No, you also need scouts.
Maybe, Maybe you need the scouts
like
to
for
figure
people.
out what.
Yeah, because then you get too cool,
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, because the scouts is how you end up finding a Moises Caicedo for 3 mil. Is how you find, your...
Chile was a good find.
Chile is exactly how you find your...
Okay, let me tell you about... scouting Matt Miazga was a great deal. Okay, look at how much we paid for him, and look how much we made money off him. Like, people don't get it, Chelsea's loan system, man. You don't get it. We don't buy them to play for starting Chelsea's 11. We buy them to actually use them as the... what's those animals that, like, carry heavy stuff? Like, just... like
donkeys?
Carrier.
They just do... But he didn't mean to. He didn't supposed to. If he will ball out, he can always join the first 11.
Sure.
I don't think anybody was buying Matt Miazga thinking that he's gonna be a John Terry.
Yeah.
No, we bought him to use them to make money off him. That's it. There's all this list. It's what it does. What it did.
No, shout out to Alex for asking challenging questions. Go ahead, Ahmed.
I think the problem is when you
Oliver.
Yeah. Sorry. I think the problem with that, though, is you see, like, your Bakayoko just got released. The problem is when you make a first team signing and then they become a perennial loanee on high rate wages.
That's the biggest problem. You're spot on about that comment. That's when the Marina and what's his name and the Romans start to play. It's when we had the 10,000 left backs, but we don't have none in the first 11.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
But big up, boys. That was a good topic of contention right there. I just want to move on because we do have a few other topics that I want to discuss. And really quickly, gonna move on about Harry Kane.
Oh my God, what are you talking about Harry Kane, bro?
Listen, all I want to tell you, all I want to say is the Athletic is reporting that Chelsea inquired about Harry Kane, but Daniel Levy, thank you. But Levy dealing with Chelsea as he does impossible, which, guys, I kind of would have guessed that this wasn't going to happen. We also talked about it with.
They request a couple of Chelsea players to buy from for Tottenham.
What was the one we talked about last week for a Chelsea one?
First of all, they win for Rudiger during Roman Abramovich. Second of all, they go on after a couple of Chelsea right now, couple of Chelsea players right now.
Apparently, they don't want Gallagher now. Apparently.
Yeah, we talked about Gallagher last time.
Gallagher, yeah, thank you.
They even looked at the Ruben Loftus.
Smash those legs, people. Yeah. Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah, I think it's always like if you'll sell a player a little bit, couple of mil left, like then Olivia will drip over it. Like, oh, I got something cheap, yay.
The thing of Levy that I respect a lot is that he doesn't like to buy or sell with rivals.
But be hitching you too ugly for Scarlett Johansson.
What the hell? I'm so confused. Okay, yeah, as I was saying, man.
It's a chat.
Okay, so as I was saying, man, he doesn't want to sell to his rivals, isn't it? But unlike us,
who cares?
Man, we're taking our sloppy seconds.
Hey, man, it is what it is. At least we inquired about it, according to the Athletics. So, hey,
cool.
Chelsea fans that are wanting Harry Kane,
did you believe
how did you inquire, Marshall? How did you inquire, Marshall?
We went in there.
Scott,
we knocked on Levy's door.
Do you believe this?
And then he found that it was Jeff Bezos' door.
Harry Kane will never leave Tottenham Hotspur. He's going to die.
Yeah, he's done. Jesus Christ, it's so dark.
And Ahmed will make a cute couple.
That's a very bad death,
man, in your life.
All right, we'll move on to the next topic. Alex talks in the chat. All right, let's talk about Chelsea going in for Muani.
I
should open a channel, me in the chat.
Yeah, there you go. Exclusive from Felix Johnston. Understand, Chelsea recently inquired, I think he spelled inquired wrong, about Randall Kolo Muani. Lautaro Martinez is still being pushed by Poch, but he would require convincing as he doesn't want to leave Inter Milan. The scouts directors value Muani higher than Lautaro Martinez. Good news that we're going in or apparently inquiring or asking about Muani.
I don't think we're getting another striker this window, personally.
Really? You think it's just Nicolas Jackson? That's it?
Yeah, I think it's Nicolas Jackson and reassess in January.
I agree with him.
I think so too, and I
have a feeling in my balls that it's going to be Tony.
Pardon?
I hope it's Tony. And when to sign,
get that checked, bro.
I want him to hold that steak jersey that we have.
Oh
Tony,
my God!
Not to be confused with the steakhouse and Ruth Chris or some shit.
That's what that's the first thing I thought. I didn't know that it's a gambling company. I thought it was literally like a butcher company or something.
Jesus Christ. Beyond Moani, though, I like him. He's a good player. He's been successful in 2 separate leagues.
What team does he currently play for?
Him in the World Cup when he came as a sub.
Frankfurt. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, he's been successful at 2 separate.
Yeah, he looked decent in the World Cup from what I saw.
You know a little fun fact?
100 mil.
If you want to look up,
that's how much 100 mil for him?
Apparently.
That's what Eintracht Frankfurt won. Yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt won 100 million.
Of course they're going to want that.
They just lost to Kamada. Do you know why they want that, Alex? Yeah, part of it is because they also lost their top cam player, Kamada, for free, and he's literally going to go to any club he wants. And he's the only main sellable asset they've got right now. That's probably why. Chat agrees.
So, as I said, they lost their manager. Their manager quit.
Wait, you're telling me he's around like 80 or 100 million or 60 mil for 15 goals in the Bundesliga?
Yeah, not happening.
No. So
You're saying, Ahmed? You got cut off.
When I was reading the scout reports on Nicolas Jackson. Oh, sorry. As I was saying, when I was reading the scout reports on Nicolas Jackson, Muani was apparently like a similar type of player to him. So take that as well.
I didn't really catch that.
Wait, hold on. Chris, how many goals did you say in the Bundesliga?
15.
Okay, and Cuckoo got 16 and 4 assists, and he just won the Golden Boot, didn't he?
And he had an injury in the season.
He has
Cuckoo
been
did
injured.
it one season. The
Wait.
guy did it
He's
in
also
3
playing great.
years.
Wait,
Different.
I'm pretty sure he got more than 16, but hang on.
No, he got 16.
Yeah, I just looked it up. 16 in the
16
Bundesliga.
and 6 assists in 25 games. So that's not bad still.
I just liked him the way he played at the World Cup as a sub.
And
But that's
let's
a small, small
hang
test.
What the fuck, Killer?
And hang
Who
on,
asks
and
me
hang
these
on, and
questions for?
Cuckoo is not a natural striker. The reason I looked at goals because he's a striker. I'm not
Yeah,
going
but
to really care.
He is a
I want a
striker.
striker. No. And Cuckoo's not a natural striker. He's like he's like a winger, inside forward,
Yeah,
10,
there's
whatever.
a new he's-
Second
Where's
strike if
Andrew?
you want.
I don't know.
I
he'll
have
be
no
back
idea.
at
I
some
have no
point.
idea, but that's why I'm not looking at goals from Cuckoo because I know Cuckoo's quite talented and he's got a lot of technical ability. I've seen him play football as well.
I
Like
would like to see how many assists and Cuckoo gets actually. That's because I think in Cuckoo position it's more important like combine assist and goals.
yeah. I don't. We just need a striker who can put a goal in the net. Like basically. So
God damn it, Andrew.
I say no. I'm not gonna say it again. I'm not gonna rerun it.
No, I get it. I would say Chelsea are
Tony,
probably
yeah.
going to hold off on Tony until January.
Yeah.
I
They're
don't
probably
get
going to assess the suspension and all that.
right. Even so, like what?
No, I think actually they're not allowed to sell him either.
They're not.
Because
He's
of the
literally
sanction.
banned.
Oh,
so he's completely
really?
banned. He's completely
Didn't,
That's
banned.
what I heard. I don't know.
I didn't know that detail.
Wait, am I like forgetting? Like, didn't Luis Suarez get sold when he was like banned? Kind of. I know it's different reason, but
Let me have a look.
because he bit.
Because I could've sworn-
Somebody said it. I'm not saying I'm right. I just
No,
said it.
yeah. I'm not too sure myself.
Mhm.
But it could be because he's
That's
gambled.
interesting.
It might be a different situation.
We are getting a gambling sponsor as well. Maybe it might be
No,
a
so
good-
he moved.
What is
so
it, Diet Pepsi over
Suarez,
there?
I think, hang on. I think
Dr.
Suarez
Pepper.
moved
Hey, nice.
before the suspension, I think.
No, yeah, he went
Okay.
he went before the suspension. They agreed a deal before
French
the
fries,
suspension.
anyone?
But then when the suspension happened, he couldn't play for Barcelona for like a certain amount
Yeah.
at all. Yeah. So the thing with
The only
Tony was
other-
that
Hang on.
Go
The
ahead,
only other
sorry.
two players that I keep going. I'm just going to do some research.
Yeah.
The only two players that I can
So-
think of
yeah.
might fall into the same category are Mutu and Bosnik, but I don't know if they.
Someone
had their
mentioned
contract
Sturridge. I don't know if Sturridge falls in that category.
Storage. No. I think he's talking about another. Storage wasn't. I don't think Storage got
Sturridge
banned.
was never banned or anything?
No, not that I know of. Carlo Torre was the one that got banned. I'm pretty sure, but then they
Yeah,
received
we
his
need to
ban.
talk about Paramount Plus too. I heard about it just today about the whole thing.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about it with the whole steak sponsorship and stuff.
I
I'm
already-
actually glad
already
we ain't
spoke
got
about
that
that.
because we have a
I
I think it's
dictatorship
dumb.
over
I think
here.
it's dumb that we can't get the
I think
Paramount
it's
Plus.
stupid.
Oh no! By the
The
way,
reason-
sorry. By the way, sorry, Ahmed. He can sign for us. So Mutu, when he was banned from football in January, signed for Juventus, despite the fact he was still banned until May.
Why don't
Okay.
why don't we just try signing?
Hold
We
on a
can get him
second, because
cheaper.
he wasn't convicted. If it's during the trial, he can do it.
Oh no! This was while he was banned for the coke thing.
Yeah.
Like this is
Okay.
while he was banned from football for the coke.
Yeah, as I said before, man. Listen, as long as if you can get Tony now, do it. But otherwise, I think for me, if you might want to see how Tony looks like after suspension as well, just to make sure to see is he still at that level. Maybe that's the reason why no one's going after him as of yet.
What kind of things you talking about?
Because obviously, he's not. He's someone. He's not going to be playing for 8 months. So, I mean, he's not going to play regular Premier League football. I don't know, like. When he comes back in January, we're going to be expecting him to perform heroics.
No.
Back to his usual self?
My question is, what will determine for you to buy him? Because he didn't play.
No, obviously. So
what
once
you
he
gonna
comes
be
back,
based on? Like,
so
what will
when I see him coming back on this, if I see his performances are starting to come back to what he was previously, then of course I would buy him then, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's when the price is gonna go up to 100 mil. That's when you're gonna require see how
But
he's
but,
doing.
but I think he's not increased his contract. I think isn't he got like 2 years left on his deal, if I'm not mistaken.
he has 2 more years apparently.
Yeah, so if you buy him in January, he's going to only have 1 year and a half left. So what? Are you saying we're going to have to buy 100 million again? I don't think so.
I don't think Brighton is the one that not Brighton.
Brentford
yeah.
is the one that actually let go of players for cheap.
I don't know, man. I think if you bring in a good offer, man, if you bring in 50 million, I think we can get him, bro. I'll be honest.
I don't think you're gonna. I think you're gonna get him for 50 million now. I don't think you're gonna get him at the end of next season.
With 1 year left,
If
you
he
don't think
balls
you're
out.
gonna get the 50? I don't know, bro. I think you can get 50 million.
He's English, remember that.
Listen, man.
Also,
Mason
they are-
Mount is English as well. So listen, he needs to go for 50%.
Ahmed, you got to remember they are playing hardball with the David Raya fee as well, so they can
not
kind
playing
of get like that.
Not really paying that hard, man. It's literally 5 million difference, Oliver.
I say, I think the reported fee was 30, like that they were about to agree on.
Oh,
Let's
they've
go
dropped it.
back
Okay.
Like they
Well,
sold
we're gonna
so they sold Watkins for 34. They sold Benrahma for 23. This is in euros, by the way. I don't know what the conversion is. Can't be fucked to work it out.
It's literally 2 to 3 less.
Yeah.
What it is.
All right.
Yeah, they bought from Championship. What's his name?
Yeah. Brentford were in the Championship when they sold Watkins.
And Benrahma.
And Benrahma.
Yeah. Them two.
So we're gonna have to see how the Tony deal plays out with the striker situation, all that stuff as well. But that being said, before we go on to the next topic that Ahmed's gonna relish in, go ahead, guys. 78 of you guys are watching. Smash that like button. Let's try to get to 45 likes, please, and thank you guys. I do appreciate the support that you do show the channel continuously by showing up and smashing that like. But let's go ahead and on to the next topic, which is Habibi. Our boy Habibi going to Al-Nassr. So let's go ahead and discuss this. Okay. Al-Nassr wants Hakim Ziyech. Negotiations are ongoing to sign player. The Saudis have made an initial offer to the Moroccan playmaker. Ziyech is interested in joining Al-Nassr. Negotiations advance in Ziyech are for Ziyech. Al-Nassr offer 12 to 13 million net. He earns 6 million at Chelsea. Oh wow, so he's gonna earn double the amount that he earns at Chelsea. Okay. And then the last tweet we have here: the agreement between Al-Nassr and Chelsea for Hakim Ziyech is getting close, and they hope to complete it next week. The agreement with the player is nearly done. What the hell are you doing, Ahmed? What the fuck are you? What is this, Ahmed? Yeah, Ahmed, what the fuck is going on, man? This man looks like he's about to play a game of fucking what the hell?
I don't see the
Warzone.
point when everyone's
right,
already
Marshall.
seen your
Game of
face
fucking-
on the
Listen,
screen.
listen. The reason I put this on,
This guy's going to a CS:GO game. Jesus Christ!
No, listen. The reason I put this mask on because this mask is meant to represent when someone's in danger. You know what I mean? And Ziyech, Habibi, you are in danger, big man. I'm gonna.
What does that mean?
Look,
What are you
one second,
talking about?
I have got some stats here on Ziyech. Yeah. Chelsea
Oh
player.
yeah, go for it. Yeah, go.
Let's
go to
start.
You
town.
look like a
Have fun.
B-Tech kick-ass.
Listen, how many goals and assists in the 3 years he's been at the football club in all competitions has Ziyech got?
Don't
Oh,
know.
like
It's
a
24.
Not a lot.
24.
Not a lot. Yeah. Not a lot.
We had
Let's say
shit
15.
2 Ahmed, man.
12.
He has got 27 goals. and
I also-
assists.
Oh, Scott, you were close. Yeah,
And of that, okay. This season,
that's not
how
bad
many-
for our standards the last few years.
Listen, this season, how many goals and assists has he got this season?
No goals.
4.
Like,
About
Oh no,
3
yeah, he's got.
He's got no goals.
I swear he's got a goal, has he not?
I thought he has.
No,
a
no.
goal, Yeah.
The last goal he scored was like in the last season, like 2021-22. It was against Palace.
Oh, he's probably got like I don't know, then like 3 assists.
4
then he's like
assists.
3.
Yeah, because I remember I saw a tweet back in like February, and it was
Barely
like
played this season.
I saw a tweet back in February. It was like when these players last scored a goal, and it was like Ziyech was like a year. So, and he hasn't scored since then. So it's been a while.
Man, listen, Scott must be. He's got the tab open. He's got the tab open right now. He's got 0 goals, 3 assists.
Knew it.
This season.
Fucking hell, this guy stinks.
Listen, man, I have to put the Balaclava open because I'm seeing, dangerous.
How many
activities from
minutes do you
here.
reckon he's played in the Premier League this season?
Oh, he's played.
Oh,
Oh, in
no.
all
Less than a
comps,
dozen.
I say he's played about 7.
All I
think
can
I looked
say
earlier.
is if Ahmed was walking like this in my street,
I'll be dead. Okay, thank you.
Jesus
On the minute.
Marshall,
thing, I think-
Why you
think
put
he's
that
got
word on
like
your
a
face,
screen.
Andrew?
All right,
No.
I got you. You can't see. You can't see. That's why I'm doing it for you. You got Daredevil over here, and then the Counter-Strike player over on the other side.
Hey, listen,
Jesus Christ.
I just
guys.
want to say, I know.
Hey, if you've just joined the
think
stream
Andrew's
now, I can
struggling
only
to breathe.
apologize.
all right, guys. Honestly, put me full screen, man.
Yeah,
Put
I
me
can't.
full screen, guys.
Oh my days.
Put
Speak.
me all right, man. This brother Ziyech has been getting away with it, yeah, with certain people in this chat right now, in this group right now. Marshall, you know what I'm saying? This guy is nothing but a fake wizard, okay? This guy has not cooked when he's been at this football club. He's a dog shit. He's so bad, yeah, that even Ajax is not coming back calling. No European team is coming back calling for this guy. He's cooked. He has to go to Saudi Arabia. Do you know how bad that is for his career? He's just shit. He's shit. Oh, get that team out. Oh, no. You get me? I hate this guy so much, you know.
Ahmed, all I'm going to say is mission failed successfully. He's doubling his salary.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He's upwards. Oh, he's done it, bro. How has he done it?
Let me talk!
How has this guy failed upwards? Oh my God,
This stream is
Oh,
derailed so
my
much.
Hey, Ahmed, guess what? Hold that, bro.
Oh my God. Bro.
How does
Ziyech.
Ziyech go you this much, man?
Ziyech, sorry it didn't work out at
I am
Chelsea.
from
know,
the Ziyech
I wish you the
freedom
best.
movement, and we demand his release.
Ziyech Freedom Movement.
We demand
The
his release.
Ziyech Liberation Front.
Do you guys know Eddie Han, right, the promoter, yeah? You know, like how he's got a bunch of memes, right? So there's this famous meme here of where like some random boxer randomly won, and he goes, How the F word did he fluke that one? It's literally.
Oh, yeah,
that's what it's- How the fuck did he fluke that one? That's literally.
How'd you fluke
it,
that
man.
one?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. How has he done it, man? How? This brother is actually
How,
crazy,
sorry?
man. Huh? Sorry. Listen, man. I went to Ajax. Yeah, you got my Ajax picture, haven't you, Marshall? You got my Ajax picture, right? The one I sent you
Yes,
before.
we got it.
Yeah, we have the picture. Remember?
Listen,
Yeah, you still
bro. Listen, bro. I went to Ajax to get the deal done in January, and they didn't even win him. I spoke to the store.
You failed.
I failed. I said, Saudi
Mission
Arabia.
failed. We'll get him next time.
Listen, man. You know what I'm saying, though? Thank you, Saudi Arabia. I want to always say thank you, Saudi Arabia. I'm going to speak some Arabic right now. Alhamdulillah, barakallah fik, akhi. You know what I'm saying? It's all, it's always an akhi that helps an akhi. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I might become an Al-Nassr fan soon though.
You should try rob a bank like that, man. I reckon you
Oh
could great
my
success.
I am from the Chelsea Foundation. And we
What
salute
the
you,
fuck?
Ziyech, for all your hard work.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
He has to be faceless when he says it. He can't be seen in public saying these things.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, my
Welcome to the
goodness.
madness. Welcome to the madness.
Jesus.
Feeling a bit hot like that, huh? Oh, yeah, the better looking one.
Oh,
Thank
that
you.
is
Yeah.
hilarious.
We got Russian Spider-Man over here, man.
There's
Oh,
a devil
my
a Spider-Man can.
Oh my goodness. Listen, whatever happens to Ziyech, I hope he balls out in Al-Nassr with
Yeah, but
Oh
Ronaldo.
my God, man. Can you stop glazing him, bro?
Wait,
Stop
Ziyech-
glazing
It's
him,
too
man.
gone.
Stop glazing him, bro. Stop glazing him, bro. Okay, it's enough now, bro.
Listen,
First Havertz,
the only
now
person
Ziyech.
that's gonna be glazing on anyone is Ziyech on you, Ahmed, when he balls out in Al-Nassr, man. That's
Oh
all I'm
my
saying,
God.
man.
Let him
Hey,
go
all I'm
for
saying
it.
is,
Nobody's
Hey, that
watching
man's
Let him go.
going to play with Cristiano Ronaldo. He's getting 20 assists next season.
He's getting jack shit, man. I'm telling you right now, he's getting jack shit.
Scott spitting, man. Scott spitting.
God, Marshall, bro.
Bro, this guy literally just has to put it anywhere near the 6-yard box with Ronaldo in the box, man. Just put it on his head and he's getting 20
Listen,
assists.
remember, Ziyech had to play with Tammy Abraham, man. And
Oh.
Werner.
You had to play with Kai Havertz.
can't-
Like,
And
no,
Havertz.
Kai
I'll put him in there
Havertz.
too. Listen,
Yeah,
man.
How about they had to play with him? How about that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wait,
Ziyech,
wait,
man, why you
wait,
crossing the ball all the time?
Hold on. Question. Marshall, you defend Ziyech?
Of course,
Yes,
Where have you been the last year?
Wait,
Prime.
wait. No, I only knew you defended Havertz. So Marshall, you're a Havertz and Ziyech fan.
and they're both leaving.
I like the
Stand.
players, but I'm
Okay.
based. I'm not gonna say
Marshall,
you should stay in
Marshall,
fucking Chelsea
Marshall,
like every other Chelsea.
Marshall, I don't mean this in a
Ziyech
bad
there.
way because I like you, but like you're not really beating the Americans don't know ball allegations. I'll be real.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, that's great.
What player do
So
you like?
when you watch the World Cup and you miss out on these performances, yeah, come back to me. Okay.
Oh my
Wait,
goodness, dude.
wait.
When
but how did
these
Germany
men
do?
actually
How did
played well
Germany
in the world.
How did Germany do?
How did England do? How did any other team
I'm not
that was expected?
English. I'm not
Hey,
English.
How did,
hey, hey,
how did
all I'm
Brazil
saying is-
do?
Nigeria.
Hey, what I'm saying is
Marshall,
How did
Marshall,
Nigeria
Marshall.
do?
I'm not England.
Yeah.
Fuck England. I'm
How,
not
how
England.
did
How did Nigeria
how did
do?
Senegal do? How did all these other teams do?
And to
Wait,
answer Alex,
actually, tell me something. How did
Answer,
Morocco
answer.
do?
I'll
how did
answer.
Morocco do?
To answer Alex, I know
lose?
Nigeria aren't good. What's your point?
Bro, they came fourth. What did they win? Did they win anything?
My
Did they
point
win
is,
anything?
Did you
A
don't
man of the
expect
know
match
them to win
what-
trophy,
anything?
Hold on a
sponsored by
second.
Budweiser
My
or
point
Coca-Cola,
is-
whatever.
My point is, you don't know what's good, what's not good.
How do I not know what's good and what's not good? I know
Well,
Nigeria.
because
aren't
you're
good.
saying what's not good, but at the same time, what you're saying is good, it's not good either.
Yeah.
What did I say is good though?
Prime
What-
only
no,
shows
but
up
what
for
did I say?
banter,
No,
man.
no, but hold
No,
on,
what did
Alex.
you say
What did
is
I
not
say? It's
good?
good. I didn't say Nigeria is good. So what did I say is good?
Oh, everything else you're saying.
It's what haven't you said? We don't see you backing the player.
what-
When was the last player you
Exactly.
backed, bro?
Exactly.
Kepa?
I don't
The what the
you
players
need
are?
to-
Thiago Silva.
Hey, at
Thiago
least I
Silva.
could go. At least I could. Oh, Thiago Silva, because that's so
Silva.
hard to do. Oh, look
Yeah,
at
because
Prime being
that's
so
good
brave,
players.
picking
I-
Thiago Silva to
Hold
pick a
on,
good
hold
player.
on,
Guess
hold on,
what? I rate
Marshall.
Thiago Silva too.
Marshall, wait, Marshall. You want me to defend bad players?
No,
we
but
want
if
you
you're
to speak on the good players more often,
Yeah.
so we will know what good players you
or
think. they
or
good.
if you
well,
think a
I
player's
only
gonna be
mentioned
good,
players.
take the chance and say like, "Yo, I
Oh,
think
no,
Kai
I
Havertz is
did.
gonna
Hold on,
ball
hold
out
on, hold
Chelsea." And then when
Hold
he
on,
doesn't
Ma-
ball out,
Marshall,
here I am
Marshall.
with chest saying, "Hey, he didn't work out."
Marshall,
I take the
Marshall,
L.
Marshall, I did say that to some players when they signed, but they didn't turn out to be good, so I want them gone.
But what players?
Pulisic and Werner, but they weren't good, and I wanted them gone.
And you didn't say that about Kai Havertz at all?
I never rated Havertz in the first bit, I didn't want
Hey,
to.
hold that, Marshall. Hold that.
So what's your point,
I'll hold
Marshall?
it. I'll hold the L. It didn't work
your
out.
point?
I did rate
I
think
me
I
and a lot of
point.
people rated Kai Havertz.
Also,
me and a lot of people
Marshall,
rated
you're saying
Ziyech. So
defend.
big win.
Also, you're saying defend players,
I
Alex.
never rated Timo Werner.
Hold on.
I
Yeah,
did.
I know you did. Marshall, you're saying defend players. Alex, have I not defended Jorginho?
Oh yeah,
I
you
don't know.
Nah, you.
Oh,
did
you
that.
well, okay. Well, at least someone
I
else.
know
can answer.
I did it.
defended
But
Jorginho.
also-
I don't know.
You're saying
Also,
defend
I
players.
don't-
I defend players.
I don't
actually,
necessarily-
I think
I know
Listen.
you defended Lukaku. I remember I called you.
well,
fake
yeah, no,
Elvis
well,
on
I
the terrace.
I defended the interview because I don't think the interview was actually that bad. But well, that's a different discussion to have.
Actually,
Listen, at the end of the day, the way I see it is that I don't
You'll
necessarily.
defend bad players. That's fine.
he doesn't defend him.
Again, Marshall, it's fine. All I'm saying.
What
I
I'm
knew it.
saying is that
What the hell?
I'll
I'm not afraid
criticize
to put the
players.
neck on the line.
I'm not afraid to put my neck on the line. I'll criticize players when they're good, and I'll criticize them when they're bad. And Ziyech and Havertz have been bad. Now, there have been many times where Ziyech and Havertz have been overly criticized for performances that weren't even that bad, and I have defended them. Yeah, Ahmed. Yeah, I've done it. That's
Can
why.
somebody interpret
Listen,
me
I
as
I
bad
didn't even
person
rate
in the chat?
Ziyech when
Can
he came
somebody
into
interpret for
Chelsea.
me? Because
I had no idea who the fuck he was when he came into Chelsea. But when people started bantering over the stupidest shit, it was like, okay, what the hell? Like, are we disregarding
Andrew
the fact
can
that
interpret me, this
it
guy
is
in
what
the
it
chat,
is?
so
I'm
I
not
will know
gonna
what
I'm
he's
not gonna
talking
keep defending. I got a show to fucking run, so I'm gonna.
You just stop
And
glazing.
Killer,
Yes,
hey
thank you.
Killer,
Stop glazing.
Killer, you need to calm down in the chat. You've been saying some wild shit, man. Calm down in there, all right?
Speaking
Go for
speaking
it.
of criticizing players when they deserve to be criticized, can I have my vindication yet? Have we got onto that player yet?
about. I don't even know what.
Ah,
Oh yeah, I heard.
Koulibaly
if he
to
wants to go, he
Al-Hillal.
wants to go, but I don't think he's going.
بارك الله فيك بارك الله فيك أخي. Enjoy.
Alright, let's go
Mecca
ahead.
Medina.
Also, Marshall, I do hear what you're saying.
Prime,
that
don't
Ziyech
derail my
at times-
fucking show, all right? If
I'm
you
not
want to talk
derailing.
about
I
this
was gonna-
backstage, we can talk about it
No,
backstage.
I'm not
but I
derailing.
gotta
All
move
I'm
on,
saying is,
man.
I do hear what you say about Ziyech being overhated, but at the same time, I still want them gone. I want a lot of these players.
Yeah,
gone.
I didn't say. Did I say I didn't want them gone? Has anyone here in the panel said I don't want them gone?
I'm not going to defend.
For
I'm not going to
Havertz,
defend them.
for
But I'm not
Ziyech?
going to defend. But I'm not going to defend them.
6.
Listen, you know what it is, man?
We
Marshall
move.
just loves
We
the
move.
glaze.
Did
yeah.
Marshall
no, it's fine.
put his body on the line for him or something that I don't
Yeah, he did,
No.
bro. Every time Ziyech would do something bad, Marshall would always come. Devil advocate here,
I
you
don't
know.
see Marshall
Ziyech.
losing his
No.
hair. All I see is you, Ahmed, losing your
Never,
hair.
never,
Listen, man.
never. Listen,
Listen
like
her,
I
mate.
said before,
Listen
like
her.
I said before.
Yeah.
If a
people
player
grow
plays
their
bad,
hair
I
from the back,
criticize.
so we'll-
If a player
bro,
plays
it's
well,
called-
I give the.
The hair's not going for the back.
It's called come over.
No, it's
When you
not.
grow hair
And
in
when
the
people
back.
want to
I can't
spread
even
lies
think of
about
it, bro.
players and agendas, I call it out, and I try to be
Why
fair.
you growing
Listen,
the player where it does need to be grown, not grown where it's supposed
Okay.
to grow?
we're moving on, people. Kalidou Koulibaly to Al-Hillal, all right? Kalidou Koulibaly and
Hasta
everybody's
luego.
agents, Fali Ramadani, is expected to bring official proposals from Saudi clubs for both players. Nothing decided yet on players' side, but negotiations will continue. French clubs keep asking for Mendy. Inter still want Koulibaly. Moving on to next week, Kalidou Koulibaly is getting very close to Saudi Arabia. Al-Hillal is pushing and wants to close it as soon as possible. The player is open to signing. The next few days will be key for negotiations. And I believe today we got more news here. Al-Hillal have offered Koulibaly around 25 million pounds per season on a 3-year contract, that's a lot of money. Moving on, understand opening bid for Al-Hillal to Chelsea for Kalidou Koulibaly is around 25 to 30 million euros. Negotiations will continue in the next day. 3-year deal offered to the player. More on Ziyech, Mendy, and all that stuff in the YouTube
What
video of
club
his.
is he gonna play with?
yeah.
Al-Hilal. So
Al-Hillal.
they finished
Thank you,
third last
that
season.
helps me a lot. Who's other players gonna be on it that start?
I don't actually know how many players that play for Al-Hilal
Okay,
you would have
so-
heard of.
I just
Um,
remember they played.
Oh, they've got.
So
do you remember
he's gonna be
Alex?
the
Do you
first
remember that Mateus Pereira guy who played for West Brom that ruined us?
Oh, true.
Igalo only plays for them, guys. You know Igalo? Odin Igalo? Yeah, he plays
Yeah,
for them.
Odin Igalo plays for them.
Is that
Marega
What I
also.
was trying to
They're probably going to
Ronaldo.
sign more players too. No,
What I was
Al-Nassr
trying
is Ronaldo.
I'll try
Yeah.
to figure that out. Which players moved to this one? By the way, Ruben Neves moving. That's mad.
Yes. So
Yeah,
Neves
he's
is
mad.
going to move to the same club that Koulibaly's going to.
And who
And
did
also-
Benzema
I would-
sign for?
Al-Nassr.
Why?
No, sorry, not Al-Nassr. Al-Ittihad.
Oh, okay.
Why Ruben Neves? Why? I think he's quality, man.
Bro, you know what he's doing? What's
money.
his name? The Belgian.
Just like Koulibaly.
No, the
Well,
Belgian.
Koulibaly, end of his career. Ruben Neves is 25.
Ahmed, have you got a mic? Because it sounds like you haven't.
Oh. Can't hear
What
you.
happened to your bike?
Welcome to
one
mine,
second,
mate.
let me switch mics. Yeah, man. What happened to your mic?
His mic scratching his toupee.
Like,
Good
second,
Lord.
let me
But
switch
Al-Hilal, like,
Alex,
as far as I'm aware.
Alex, you better stay perfect looking for the rest of your streaming life. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't have
better
nobody
stay-
in my family that goes. Nobody in my family. You don't have to worry about that.
You better hope. You better hope for yourself as well.
Tomorrow.
It's not about
It just
myself,
starts.
dude.
starts tomorrow.
The only place that I can grow hair, it's on my body. I can grow hair. Like I'm hairless. Look,
Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
Don't
Thank
threaten
you,
me.
Lord.
I'm a smooth like a baby.
We don't need some
I'm a
trippers around
smooth
here,
like a
mate.
baby's butt.
Oh,
Good
but
Lord.
listen, guys. Listen, on another note, yeah.
Just
a lot
for
of these.
Andrew. Andrew was wondering, so I told him.
What's
Listen,
going to be
I
his
was not
contract,
wondering how you-
Neves?
What is Neves' contract?
In his contract, he has
No,
to be shaved like a baby's butt. That's his.
No.
that's in his contract.
The club he's
I
going to
don't
sign
care,
for.
Andrew.
What is his contract? Does it say?
I
don't
think
know.
it's 59 million. 59 million.
47 million pounds is what I'm reading right now.
No, that's how much he's getting brought for.
Oh, okay.
He's getting, I think, around about 60 million pounds essentially.
And mind you,
for
like I don't know. I'm not going to claim to know about the Saudi league, but what I do know is Al Hilal is one of the bigger clubs there.
All right, so listen, yeah.
He's
Let
probably
me
getting
bring
paid
you.
4 times what he's making.
Yeah.
He's probably getting paid 4 times what he's making.
They have won that Saudi league multiple times. Al Hilal.
So from what I know about the Saudi league, and it's quite a bit, they got paid. All their teams all got paid 20 billion. The whole league, sorry, got paid 20 billion.
They're trying to make that rivalry.
they're not rivalry. They're trying to get the World Cup for 2030.
I'll say
Saudi Arabia.
Well, no, not
there's
that.
a few things. There's a few things they're trying to do which all encompass the helping the bid for 2030 for the World Cup. Which also I saw a report that said that they're trying to build a team that can challenge at the Club World Cup to kind of put Saudi football on this like a world stage. And things like that.
Yeah, so I just think for me in general, listen, these are all great deals. I think the thing that's also helping Koulibaly is that he's also, if I'm not mistaken, a Muslim guy. So doing the little pilgrimage thing is always an advantage, right?
Why are you giggling when you're saying it?
Listen, man, I can just say that as a fellow, fellow Muslim with a lowercase m. So I'm just saying it as that. So
yeah, what's the giggle about? Okay.
Listen, why not, bro? Can I not giggle, man? Let me giggle in peace, big man.
Giddy,
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Can you stop hating, bro? What's going on with you, man?
Sitting on something funny, man.
Whoa, that's you, mate. Okay, I didn't
Moving on to the next topic. Edu Mendy is going to Al-Ahli. All right, let's go ahead and discuss
Say that again?
Al-Ahli.
Al-Ahli, man.
Al-Ahli. There's no Al-Ahli, okay? Exclusive. Al-Ahli wants Edouard Mendy negotiations have started to sign the players coming from Santi, JFM, and then we got another one here from Fabrizio Romano. Al-Ahli have made a proposal to sign Edouard Mendy. French clubs also.
Be careful,
also, but Saudi are trying to tempt him. Look, it's looking like Edouard Mendy could potentially go. There are French clubs interested in him. I think Nice is one of them. I don't know what the other one is. I forgot off the top of my head. But what do we think about Edouard Mendy finally making moves here?
I hope you get paid money, man. This guy should be employed.
Go get your Kepa salary, man. Go get your Kepa salary.
Man, he deserves money, bro. Yeah, man, he deserves money, bro. I can't lie to you. This guy literally was unemployed at the job center. Yeah, man. Get more than Ziyech as well, man. Yeah.
I wish him the best, for sure.
By the way, I think he's also Muslim, right?
Yep, he's also. No, he's not. He's not. He's not.
You're such a dickhead.
He's not.
Oh no, yeah,
he's not.
No.
Ahmed, did you say lowercase m?
Wait a minute. Timo's
No,
in this
you don't
picture.
say.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a Timo, sir. They couldn't get a more recent photo of him.
He's from 21. This is from 21, 22.
This is an old photo.
I swear, hang on. I swear he is a Muslim. Is he not?
I don't
No,
believe so. Yeah, but Senegal is also Christian and Muslim. A lot of these West African countries are like a mixture. Yeah.
But I mean, good for him, man. I do want the best for Mendy. Yeah, I want him happy. Exactly. Like
he deserves money, bro. Simple as that, bro. He deserves the cash.
It's unfortunate that his form really fell really badly at Chelsea. But hey, man, like at the end of the day, you want a certain amount of money and a certain salary that you think you deserve. Which, by the way, at one point, I think you would argue he did deserve. He was winning everything. He was one of the best in the world. But yeah, now at this point, like I just can't. I can't justify it. So that being said, I hope you get your money, Mendy, and thank you for everything you've done for Chelsea. You were wonderful for the first season that you came here, and sure you were a great addition to the locker room. So we move.
Wow,
that being
room,
said,
locker room.
The locker room, the dressing room. What do you want me to call it?
Dressing room, mate. Get it right, mate. Get it right, mate.
I'm in the United States. You call it a locker room, okay? Jesus Christ.
Oh, mate, this
Where
is
are
not
the
America,
lockers?
man. Bringing
Where are the
American
lockers?
stuff
They're
to
in the
this
room.
English game. Bringing American stuff to this English game.
Listen, man.
Get it right, mate. All right.
First
It's
of
an
all, we were
American-owned
talking about
channel.
the Saudis league. We didn't
Listen,
talk
even the
about
Saudis league, they call it dressing room, mate. I can tell you that for sure. I know Arabic.
Jesus.
Hey,
Move on to
get
the
it right,
next
mate.
topic.
Get it
What is
right,
going
mate.
on today's show? This is a wild show. By the way,
yes.
if you guys
The
are
Arabic
enjoying the
Ahmed
show,
and England, yes.
if you guys are
What do you mean?
are enjoying the
No,
show,
Marshall, we need to
smash
address
that
this.
like.
We need to address this quickly.
Oh my
Marshall,
days,
I had to learn.
crazy.
Marshall, I had to learn how to read the Quran in Arabic. Okay, so clearly I need to know how to read Arabic. So do you not think I can actually speak it? Get it right, man. All right? Don't
Why
test
do you
me.
make it sound like a sad story? I had to learn how to read the Quran in Arabic.
Ahmed,
You were forced.
Any of those teams want to kidnap Kepa?
Ahmed, I'm here
Please.
to tell you, my friend, we don't care.
Oh wow, Scott.
I
How
love
nice
you,
of you,
Ahmed.
mate.
But we move on to the next topic, the thing people really care about. Gallagher and Broja.
Oh,
Let's
okay,
talk
okay,
about
man.
these boys.
Everybody
Let's
tired of
talk
this one?
about Spurs, Brighton, and West Ham are three main contenders for Conor Gallagher. He could be used in the Caicedo deal. Brighton valued Caicedo at a minimum of £100 million. This is earlier in the week, coming from Simon Johnson. Then we have here from The Athletic. Brighton are also interested in Chelsea striker Armando Broja. Him, Levi Colwill, and Conor Gallagher are all on Brighton's summer transfer wish list. This is contradictory to what we hear later, though, from Fabrizio Romano. Mauricio Pochettino wants to work with Armando Broja in preseason and has not been discussed in talks for Moises Caicedo. The following tweet is also related to Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is a concrete option for West Ham and Newcastle. He is not involved in Caicedo deal, and he is not an option for Brighton.
Damn.
Kind of stinks that he's not.
One tweet is you confirming, another tweet you just unconfirmed everything you said.
I know. I gotta Fabrizio bringing the Fabrizio minerals and completely debunking The Athletic apparently. So I don't know. It's I would have liked it if Brighton were interested, because that's another option, and maybe we get, I don't know. This is me being optimistic here. A bidding war or some shit, but I don't know. As long as he goes to West Ham or Newcastle, I don't mind. And he's gonna go for a hefty fee. What was it, like £50 million was a rumor fee?
As long as this dude
Yes,
doesn't play
but we
for
will
the
skin them if Arsenal pay them 100. We definitely get him close to 50 for Gallagher if he goes to West Ham.
I don't get why Newcastle want Gallagher. They just reached Champions League football, and
Because he's quality player.
Yeah, you know what? Fine. Yeah, he's a baller, man. Like, he's probably better than Mason Mount. You get
Second
a good deal on
Hullet.
Newcastle. Oh,
He's
jeez.
the sorry Hullet.
Jesus Christ.
He can do it all, man. Run back, score from anywhere, dribble, pass. What else can he? What can't he do?
Bro,
Brilliant.
he's the Swiss Army knife of football. If the Swiss Army knife only had that one, like, what is it, like a toothpick or whatever it is, and nothing else.
You can kill with toothpick. You can poke somebody's eye with toothpick. Plenty of things to do with the toothpick.
Yeah, they're pretty sharp, you know.
Yeah. Guess what? In prison, only one pick that you need to kill people to defend yourself.
Jesus.
That's good to know.
Oh my God.
If you get killed by a toothpick, I don't know.
It's
There's
very
a lot of
unfortunate if
things
that
you can do with the
happens.
shank, man. It's such a universal thing.
Sound like you're talking from experience here, mate.
Hey, no. Hey,
How much would
Alex
Newcastle
had
pay?
a
30
rough
million?
background, man.
Actually, but I say Newcastle not paying 50 million. That was the same price.
not
that was
50,
reported
yeah.
for Barella or for
He's not
Madison.
worth 50. He's worth a bargain.
I would
of 30
take
million.
30 million for Gallagher.
I'd take the
I'd
package.
I'll take 45, just like we were.
Oh yeah, before.
Yeah, I don't think it's a. If they are genuinely interested, I wouldn't be. As long as it's not under 30 million, I think I'm okay whatever
Not a
price
fun.
Gallagher goes for.
Get
Even
rid.
20 million?
Yep.
Wow. Gotta make
yeah.
some money though.
We will.
English
That,
tax.
that is
It's literally 30
money.
million
Yeah,
profit,
we're gonna
bro.
make about 100 mil before
I say,
those players. That
whatever
go,
we sell him for is
to-
profit.
To Ahmed's
Now I think about it.
league.
This is Saudi.
What the Somali league? Is that we donate 100 million
Hey,
to?
Somalia suck, by the way, on a side note. Just had to throw that out there.
Hey, man.
Oh my God.
Hey, yo.
All right.
You know, to be honest, I can't
Are
even
you from
laugh, man.
Somali? Are you from Somali?
Yeah, what? Where do you think I was from?
No, this is the first time in my life I see a fat Somali.
What are you talking about, mate? What are you talking about, mate?
Let's go backstage then, yeah? Let's go backstage.
How am I even bad?
wild.
Have you even seen how I look like when I stand up? No, you haven't. So
I don't want you, man. I don't want you. You
God,
barely
man.
fit in the camera, man.
What are you talking
I'm
about,
saying,
man?
like,
Minerals, bro.
look at those pirates. That all the movies that I watched. There's not single one. Like, you know that there's what's that?
You know that guy you're talking about lives in the US, right? He's not even from. He's literally from
Yeah,
the US.
but no, but at least I can imagine, like, if I will gonna think like people like you are gonna chase the boat, I ain't looking at
You do realize the vote thing is because of like a bigger reason, because like there's actual like drought, famine going on in Somalia, right? Because of environmental issues. It's not. It's actually a very bad thing going on. But like a failed
The
state
heat
right
is
now.
getting everyone today.
Yeah, man, you need to calm down, my friend. It's a bit crazy out
The
here.
heat
Yeah,
is just getting everyone today. This is the most derailed show I've ever had. And I feel like I said that last time, but we'll always stop it. Hey, it's great. This is entertaining content. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Right?
What's that movie, Captain Phillips?
Oh, I see that movie. Is it where I am the captain now? Yes, he is. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's where you get it from.
Caicedo.
From.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
That's a great movie, man.
To chase the ship on the boat.
Tom Hanks.
It's like you can be a 7 foot tall and work in a submarine.
No, you don't. No. Listen, diver
There's
is
not
not so
a boat. You will be like you will not be on that boat.
Bro,
Like that
you
boat
do. We are just natural fishermen over there. That's like natural thing in the
Chelsea are really advancing on the player side
crazy,
of
man.
this
I've never had
deal
this
from
before.
Moises Caicedo. Personal terms are getting closer, and the conversation between Chelsea and Caicedo are going very well. Breaking: Arsenal have withdrawn interest in Moises Caicedo. Then we move on. Breaking: Moises Caicedo has decided to join Chelsea. Final negotiations now. This is coming from Plenty Goal. We move on. Apparently, Tony Bloom, owner of Brighton, values Caicedo at 120 million pounds, which is freaking wild. That's coming from Matt Law. That's way too much. Fabrizio Romano. Yes. So only 3 days this time, Alex. Caicedo fee around 80 million to 85 million pounds. It could take some days. Chelsea's bid is coming next week for Caicedo. Get ready. It will be busy week for Chelsea. And then the last tweet I have here: Caicedo personal terms are on final detail, 90 to 95% done. Last week, Ahmed and me made a bet, £5, and it's looking like I'm gonna win this one, Ahmed. It's looking like Caicedo is just about to get done, man.
Dear me, mate.
You don't want Caicedo, Ahmed?
No, I was saying that I feel like it might be unlikely we get him, considering at the time the news we had where they were like being adamant of Levi Cole. So I thought it might not happen. That's what I said.
I actually think that's probably the most assuring thing that I can see us getting.
Yeah, now the situation has changed. So
by the way, did you see the latest reports? There apparently the Rice heads have been turned towards the couple of clubs that I actually start to be interested in Rice.
City,
Man City.
No, and United sniffing around now.
Oh,
so it would be so funny if I lose on both of them.
But we need to get our stuff done first, man, before we think about others.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Would like Captain Phillips just kidnapped the fucker.
Jesus Christ, man. He's not even called Captain Phillips, the guy that even does the vote stealing. Come on, man.
Dude, let me live my life. That's the only Somali I ever met. And you're the only one that I ever met. But I'm saying like that's my thinking. And you don't fit the picture that I had it in my head.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy. All right, let's move on, man.
But anyways, in regards to Caicedo, hey, look, the other thing I want to point out too is that people might be concerned that the Lavia news has been going cold. From what I've seen, we're focusing on Caicedo first, and then once Caicedo gets done, we can move on and try to swoop in for Lavia, which I think considering Ugarte didn't work out, I think considering those two are the better options. Now that Ugarte didn't work out, I think we'll have a pretty good midfield with them. And I don't think it's going to end at them either. I think we'll probably sign someone else in there or see what happens with the youth with Caicedo and Chukwuemeka and all that.
If they're smart, they don't sign any more than 4 players the rest of this window. Maybe 3 players.
Do you think Rice is going to go Rice gonna be done this month or the next month?
I feel like the next month. You think he's gonna stay at West Ham, real Chris?
You know what's gonna happen
Not
with
a chance.
You don't
His
reckon?
freaking owner said he's leaving.
Yeah. Do you know what's gonna happen?
Owner actually said he's leaving 100% to what?
Yes.
Arsenal?
Yeah.
No, he said he's leaving.
He said it after the Conference League final.
He's leaving.
Well, then it's probably he's gone to Arsenal then, right? Because that's.
I think what's gonna happen, Arsenal's gonna be forced to pay over the odds because other clubs are gonna start slipping, and West Ham are gonna play a bit more hardball. I can see that happening.
You could
Well,
do
they-
City actually defensively.
I think Arsenal already made a bid, but it was too low for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you, Scott. I think what's gonna happen is what are they called? Arsenal are gonna have to pay over the odds for him. Literally, they're gonna pay probably close to 110 or 150 million to get him. Mark my words.
Jeez.
With bonuses, I think it's
With-
gonna be close to 100. With bonuses, I don't think it's gonna be over.
I think it's because
I think it's gonna be £100, 100 mil. But I'm not sure that that's 100 mil is gonna be the price or the full package.
no, I heard like I think Jacob Steinberg was reporting that one of the Arsenal final bids they're preparing is over 100 million in total. Over 100 million.
That's a lie because
The-
people are crying saying that they placed a bid for him 60 mil.
No. After this one, that's what I'm saying to you. Not this one. The next one.
So they
It's gonna
went
be-
from 60 to 100 in one. That's a raise.
They went from 80. They're going from 80 to 100. So at the end of the
All
day,
I can
man.
say, if Arsenal doesn't snatch him within 2 weeks, we're gonna have trouble because we're gonna smell the shark in the water.
Isn't he also
Are
linked
you-
to
are you a
Bayern?
dealer? Ahmed, are you a car dealer? Are you like working in a casino?
No, I'm playing some
I
tarot
thought
cards.
stake is the bad thing. Like, why you have cards in your hands?
What are you talking about? I had an issue with stake, not with the other betting companies. I was saying specifically them compared to the other betting companies, they're a bit more problematic. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Compared to the other betting companies.
There's
That was my
something
point of
wrong with
view.
the actual company.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. Yeah, I actually was speaking to.
I didn't see it. I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
believe. I
Yeah,
was watching.
yeah,
I was
fair
watching Spain and what's his name?
Croatia, I'm assuming. Yeah, I was talking about the actual company. They're like compared to the other ones, are very much dodgy compared to other betting
Shady?
companies. Yeah,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Wow.
That,
Boys, we move on to the next
Why, they
topic I
fired
wanted
you
to
or
discuss.
something?
why would I work for betting company? No, come on, man. No, you don't.
All right.
Well, you have cards in your hands. Looks like you just came from Vegas.
No, I just found these cards just recently in my wardrobe, so I'm just trying to refix them.
While Ahmed fixes his cards, we're going to talk about our boy Mason Mount. There's been a few little updates on this, and we'll see where we go with it. But all right, Mason Mount will likely leave. Well, this is kind of a fucking given. Will likely leave Chelsea on a free next summer if talks with Manchester United collapse. And the other tweet we have here is that Arsenal initially targeted Mason Mount, but once it emerged that his preference is to join Manchester United, the focus shifted to Kai Havertz. This is coming from David Ornstein, so there was legitimacy to the Arsenal interest on Mount. But I
They're
guess
so stupid, man. They're scouting their
Scouting
Like,
report
I
is
thought
good.
Scott, you said that Arsenal scouting is good, man.
like they're it's good at times, like it makes sense, but I'm talking in this situation is just like it like I don't understand how you look at Mount and then go, yeah, that maybe might not work with Havertz instead. I don't understand how you do that. I don't understand how you made that decision.
Yeah, I mean,
By the way,
I'm being
for
realistic.
example, that's not given that if he stays at Chelsea, he's definitely leaving on free. It's not given because if he comes in, he plays, he gets along with everybody, we're doing well as a team. He signs the new contract at Chelsea, and that's it. That's not given that he's 100% living on free.
yeah, maybe not. I don't know. From what we read in the past,
Well,
it
unless
seems
we're going
like
to change our offer
the
to
bridges
him,
are
he's gonna
burned.
leave on a
Yeah.
free.
Win
Unless we
Stanley.
change our offer to him, he is going to leave on
Well,
a free.
if he's
Or he-
playing
Or
better,
he decides
and
to lower his amount.
if he
No,
hold on a
No,
second,
if we
he's
don't,
playing-
if we don't offer
he's
what he
playing
wants,
better-
or he doesn't come down for what he wants, negotiation, then he's going to leave on a free, even if he plays well and stays.
Yeah. If he plays better and Pochettino saying, look, he's a vital part, I want you to match it. I want you to keep him. I don't care what you're saying.
Okay.
To the club though.
Which he's reportedly he wants him, but the club goes, well, actually, we only think he's worth this much,
Yeah,
and we're doing
but I'm saying
incentive-based
based on
contracts. And we're doing incentive-based contracts now, and we're not willing to match what he wants, then he'll leave on a free.
Yeah.
Also, I think
Which
the
is
issue
why
you've
they're
got
trying
as
to
well,
investigate.
I think the issue the club has got as well is I think it is very clear, at least from the reports, but I think you could also kind of hint at this anyway, or come to this conclusion anyway, is I think his dad is going to make it as awkward as possible or do as much as possible to push him towards leaving the club.
Fabrizio tweeted something. 1 second, guys. Let's see it.
But yeah, so I think that's going to be, and that's the thing. The thing is,
private chat, Ahmed.
The thing is even if Mount performs better with the new way that the owners are doing contracts, I still don't think they'll be able to find a contract that works for Mount, and that's the thing.
Sensational.
I got you, man. I got you. Don't worry, I got you. Where's
you gotta love this, Marshall. You know what I mean? You gotta be glazing all over this, mate. I'm telling you right now.
I'm guessing.
Sensational.
Yes, I know what it's about. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna pop it up on the stream real quick. Probably Ziyech is done, right?
I assume
Ziyech is
it's
done?
something to do with.
I'm assuming Ziyech is done. Okay, let me share the
Well,
screen
I've
with you
seen from a
guys.
couple of the comments, bro, that he's.
Is it here it comes?
Virtually done.
Here we go.
I think it's a here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna read it with you guys.
It's not
Al-Nassr
here.
and Hakim Ziyech are on the verge of reaching an agreement over personal terms. Final details of contract are being sealed. Chelsea will receive a fee also for Ziyech as for Kalidou Koulibaly, who's close to joining Al-Hillal, to be completed next week. So this is almost done. Yeah, it's good, man.
And I know it got brought
Like
up
I
earlier.
said,
Go ahead.
Can I say
Andy.
something about? I've been thinking of the right words to come
Are you
up
taking a shit? Like you can't
no,
squeeze the
it's-
word out of your.
with. No, but like always, like the sun rises, you interrupt anyone who's talking, so it's all good. So
Well, hurry up,
I wanna-
man.
I
It's
wanna-
like-
I think. Oh my god! Well, should you stop interrupting then? Yeah, close your mouth. How about that? Stop flapping your gums. Yeah, yeah. Do you know what? Move on. I can't be bothered. Move on.
And my job was complete.
Oh man, what a
You
what a
ruined
shame.
it.
I've got something to say. I've got something to say.
I
They got
swear
brought
you
ruined
forgot
it.
what you want to say. I swear.
You
They got
ruined
forgot
brought
what
up
you
earlier.
wanted to say.
They got brought up earlier, but to all those people that said that Bowley went to Saudi Arabia and came away with nothing, yeah, hold that.
Oh man, I said that in my video. You know, I literally had the picture of this. Totally.
I didn't
in
even know
Saudi.
he went to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
he
went to
went
Saudi Arabia, man.
Yeah.
Check him out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Alex,
pictured
man.
last week. Yeah, this goes
Yeah,
out
man.
to. He does. This goes out
Did he
to.
say he goes for? He went for dinner.
Yeah, he went.
You know, but this-
apparently in a meeting.
wants
I
to-
thought it was for Alex. I thought it was for steak. I thought it was for a small steak.
For steak.
But this goes out to all the.
Yeah.
This
For a
goes out to all the
small- yeah.
other.
Not pork chops, Ahmed. I don't think you can find pork
No,
chops. in
not
Saudi.
even not even any steak. Like the main thing in like Saudi is what's it called? Dates. They're like a date farming. And so I don't know.
Yeah,
what
he
you're
went
talking
out for a date.
No, literally dates. Is in the
This
actual
goes
thing
out.
dates.
This goes out to all the other content creators, just content creators who don't like the owners, like Lorenz, who really has a hard on for these owners. Who said, "Oh, Bodie went out there and got nothing done." You know, stuff like that. It's like you don't know anything, man. Just wait and see. Yeah, Saudi Arabia is here and they're pumping in money to Chelsea, so it's all good. And by the way, that's probably already agreed upon because they're linked to Saudi Arabian anyway. So it's one of those.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we should all sing the goodbye song. You know, na 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 na
Nah.
na na na.
No. Ziyech doesn't deserve it, man. Ziyech don't deserve that, man.
I
Just
didn't
kick
finish.
him out.
You're
Jesus Christ.
interrupting me now. You're interrupting me.
Boo.
Now.
We don't care, Marsh. We don't care, man.
Yeah, that's right, man. Does it interrupt your
His
hairline?
name is not
That's what we
Marshall.
do, man. Yeah.
Not the first time it's
Yeah.
happened
Who's
either.
that?
Yeah, you bastard.
That's like a
Ziyad.
horse laughing, man.
I had water in my mouth. What do you expect, man? What's going on with you?
I expect you not to agree.
Listen, all I'm saying, guys. All I'm saying.
Right.
Ziyech gone. I'm gonna make a stream. We should make a stream on Ziyech
Hey,
leaving.
the job is not done though, and I say that
Where's
because
he at?
there are more players. There are more players that need to leave this club, and this
Yeah,
one is the
kinda.
next one we have to discuss. Is
Oh, good.
Havertz potentially leaving the club? There's been updates regarding Havertz going to Arsenal. Let's
Poor
discuss it.
Marshall.
Poor Marshall, man. Yeah,
Poor
man.
Marshall.
Another
Listen,
brother
over
that
to-
glazes too much.
Plenty goal. Mikel Arteta is pushing hard for Kai Havertz. It's coming from Plenty goal. We move on. Chelsea want to tie Kai Havertz down. want to tie Kai Havertz down to a new contract. His current one expires in the summer of 2025, or sell him for what they deem as an acceptable price. If he stays, there is optimism he will return to form under new head coach Mauricio Pochettino after a difficult season. But if a deal emerges which suits all parties, it is highly possible that he will leave Stamford Bridge, coming from David Ornstein with the Ornstein dagger right there. Exclusive. Nathan Gissing reporting. Understand, Arsenal have seen their first offer for Chelsea's Kai Havertz rejected. Chelsea are hoping for £75 million, although there is a feeling a deal can be agreed for less than this figure. Ideally, Chelsea ideally wanted to keep Havertz, but the forward is keen on a move for Arsenal. Arsenal are willing to match Kai Havertz's current wage of £250 a week for a player to join the team, which is that's pretty mad. I'm not gonna lie. Going from Matt Law.
Yeah, I saw that.
Then we have Kai Havertz has accepted Arsenal's contract proposal, now down to clubs to agree the fee. So we're halfway there, boys. Fabrizio Romano here confirming it. And then we have the deal for Kai Havertz will be sealed for close to £60 million. There's hope it can be completed after international break, probably within the next 10 days. Sources in Germany have said that Bayern Munich could yet rival Arsenal for Kai Havertz. This is coming from Sam Dean. From the Telefoot. And wait, what? I'll check in a minute. And then Kai Havertz, final tweet here, has made it very clear again, also this morning in new contracts, he wants to join Arsenal. New bid in coming days from Fabrizio Romano.
By the way, on the Havertz thing, I just had to check something, by the way. Oh, yeah, Ziyech, hold that, bro. If that's true, by the way. If that wage thing is true, that will make Havertz their second highest earner at Arsenal.
Jeez.
Oh, wow. Who's their first?
Saka.
Jesus.
Well,
isn't Saka no?
Is it
Saka's on
Saka now?
300k.
Is he?
Saka.
It's Jesus on. Yeah, Saka just signed a new contract on 300k.
Third top highest earner then, after Saka.
I mean, 250 was that? That's how much he was making here at Chelsea. That's kind of crazy. Fucking A.
Jesus Christ.
Worth every penny, you know? Won us Champions League.
Not at all.
Nope.
I mean, good for him. He won us the Champions League, but he
didn't win it us. He didn't really win it us. There's our midfield.
Yeah, the team won it. The team won it, but he scored.
I hate when they
regardless. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have said that. But hey man, and Kafka say, down here saying it like it is. How can you call him a snake when he's been begging for him to leave religiously? Big up Alexis in Twitter, always in the video somehow.
Poor Alexis, man. I got to check.
When
that sale goes through, this guy's in stages of grief, man. He's in denial at the moment. He really is in denial.
Listen. I really wanted it to work out for him at Chelsea, but it just wasn't the case. And I say it. I keep saying it till this day. But despite Prime saying that I said something differently, I still think he should go. I don't think his time is up here at Chelsea. I think if he goes to another club, maybe he does well, and I hope he does well in another club, and I can always watch him from afar, I will be a fan of him regardless. I think he's got the potential to be a really great player, but it just didn't work out at Chelsea. I say the same exact thing for Ziyech. Take it or leave it.
Ziad, the fat went up her voice, bro. That's the problem at the moment. Just getting her voice is being warmed up at this point.
But boys, what do we think about this fee, though? I will say, what do we think about this fee? £60 million for...
Is it not 68? Was it not 68? I had 68.
It's actually a really good price because
it's a really good price.
And he's living, Ziyech is living with him, so that's a good price for both of them.
I was expecting 50.
Man. Bro, 68 for Havertz is kind of crazy, man. I'll be real, bro. That's making more than a profit on him. So listen, let's get it done.
It's not making a profit on him at all.
No, book profit, Scott.
Is it
profit?
Book profit, the amortization. Kind of thing.
Sorry, I thought you meant profit on him as a player in terms of what we signed him for. Apologies.
No.
It's depreciation of the contract and also his forming. Overall, it does make it a profit because he's not worth 16 million in his current.
Yeah.
Also, we bought him.
We bought him.
But hold on. Scott, didn't we buy him for 78 million, but that was including the add-ons and all that?
72.
Well, well,
And-
according to Transfermarkt, I just checked now. According to Transfermarkt, we signed him for 80 million euros, which is 68 million pounds. Near us makes no difference. So we've broken even on him.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
depending on if that, hang on, depending on if that 68 is the like the base number, is in like that's the fee.
Yeah.
Like
If
base
it's a
fee, or if
final
that's
with the
add-ons.
bonuses,
If
because
that's
I
the
don't think it is.
base fee, we've broken even on him. I think.
And we had 3 fantastic years of him.
Which is actually been proven that it's not. I think it's actually been proven that it's not the bottom number. It's always raised the final number. I wouldn't be surprised if we did not pay that amount for him at all, because not club ever does that. We all pay first fee and the bonuses is the one. So I don't think we paid 68 million pounds. I don't think it's like the bottom plus the bonuses. I think it's including bonuses, which to be
that's what I
fair,
thought
he
too.
could reach one because we
Champions
technically
League,
won the Champions
Well, he
League.
did
so
reach
the
the Champions
bonuses-
League, yeah.
So,
I can't lie. This is a. We always talk and like laud that Morata deal that we did as one of the best outgoings we've
Yeah.
ever done. This tops that. If we sell him for this number, this tops that. Because at least the thing with Morata was we told him to a club where he had previous at, so you could understand it. Like the thing with Morata was he had previous to go off at that club and in that league. Like he was still a decent striker. Also
if
nationally
Lukaku-
as well, he was
if
a
we sell
decent striker.
Lukaku, that will be the best one.
With
If
what
we
with?
sell Lukaku for 70 or 80 mil.
Oh yeah, as I'm talking right now, if we sell Lukaku
Yeah,
for
yeah.
anything close to what we bought him for, then yeah. But I'm saying right now that Havertz deal eclipses any other outgoing we've done. Like in
By the way,
terms
did
of
you hear that
how
Chelsea
you
said
manage
no to loan?
how
We're not
how
doing
you
it.
we'll
manage
get to
Yeah,
that.
we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
how
I
you
got a
manage to
Lukaku
recoup
section. Yeah.
potentially that money, like considering this guy, if anything, has got worse since we signed him, or at least stagnated. He's apart from one goal that people keep wanting to talk about, he's contributed like next to nothing to this overall, really.
Because Scott, how many times I said this? If it didn't work at Chelsea, doesn't mean that that's not going to work in another club.
No, I'm just surprised if like I get that, but it still surprised me that we managed to make so much money back on him.
Yeah, considering how bad he looked at Chelsea.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah,
it's the same
Arsenal
thing with
could- yeah.
like we've seen it with a few other players where like people have that mindset, but they're not going to play top dollar for him because he's not worth top dollar based on his performances. They want like the cheapest price they can get because they see a player in him, but they also know that where he's at, like his value's on the floor. But with Havertz, it's like, can you imagine if he was playing well,
Oh my!
what his price would have been?
100 mil.
Yeah, like fair play to the owners and the scoring directors.
Listen, man, we're cooking, man. That's all we need to know, man. Bye-bye, Havertz. Bye-bye, man. And then Marshall can start talking about it once.
I'll still watch him. I just won't talk about him on the channel because he's not a Chelsea
Well,
player.
fair.
It's like I kind of stopped talking about.
We all know you're going to
Jorginho.
be talking about him if he scores 5 goals.
Wait, 5 goals in a season?
It's only
or
5?
goals
No.
in-
No,
Is that
no,
a whole
no.
season
Obviously,
or in a game? Because in a game, that's unrealistic.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I kind of want him to flop at Arsenal. I much rather.
Well, why
I
wouldn't
much
you?
rather. I much rather of him gone to like Leverkusen or a Bayern
Bayern.
Munich or whatever. That would have been much more easier for me to support him, but it's hard for me to support him. And Jorginho included in that when he's an Arsenal fan. So
You
or he's
can't
an Arsenal
support him
kid.
at Arsenal, though.
No.
We want him to basically score like less goals.
I'm not gonna lie. I am curious because I don't know what the fuck Arteta's thinking. I agree with you guys when you said that Odegaard is the better player. I don't think Arteta's the one that's going to be capable of bringing the best out of Havertz. I have really high doubts on that.
That's his problem.
And I don't. You think it's possible? Because I was thinking the other day too. Like I know Arsenal play with wingers, but do you think it's possible that there could be games where they decide to drop the wingers for 2 attacking mids?
No.
I have no
Bro,
idea. What that.
that guy, was it Martinez? Loved at that club. Suckers loved at the club, and they're pretty good players. They're never going to let them not play games. So what do you expect?
They got Trossard as well.
Kai
Yeah,
Havertz
man.
can play for the
Exactly.
FA Cups.
They've got Trossard. They've got another guy that they seem to
Reece
rate.
Nelson.
They got Nelson. They got about 5 wingers at that football club. 6
man.
actually. if you include Pepe.
Does actually any Arsenal fans generally like want Kai Havertz? Because
Oh,
I don't think so.
there are probably some. Right? There are probably some, but
Chris, All I'll say is Lee Gunner is fuming.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
Most
saw
Arsenal fans don't want him.
he's baffled by it. Like he doesn't understand why Arsenal want him. I don't understand either because they got all these
Again,
other
it just-
attacking options.
It comes back to what I said earlier in terms of like it just comes back to incompetence to a level with their like sporting director Edu and like the guys at the top, because like this money that they are spending on Havertz, like I'm glad they're buying him, right? It seems all indications are getting him. This money
Doesn't
they
make
are
sense.
using on Havertz, they could use to pay the release clause to Lavia, which is better than Havertz and is a bigger improvement to their team and a bigger need to their team. They could also use that money, just take some of the money from Havertz and put some more of that towards Price and just get that deal done. And again, that's a better player.
I would say get a better goalkeeper. I don't rate that keeper at all. Like,
But that's the other thing too.
Or use this money to go and get Mount, who again is better and is a bigger need to their team, fits their team better. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's just of all the players you could have come away with to get, Havertz is the one you came away with. That's just funny. Like,
But
all
you
the
know
players.
what else?
Like I said, I just think they look at a different thing. They look in the creative structure of the team that breaks the low block team versus not. The problem with what I think Arteta is doing the same thing that what his name does, Pep. He's looking at it from perspective of breaking the teams, a creative way. You cannot tell me that Lavia is more creative than
he's not
Havertz.
No,
He's not, but he's also he's not a bigger need as that.
So shift what's his name? That blonde guy from Viking kid, a little bit deeper, and let Kai Havertz play beside him, and that's it.
So you're going to take away one of the best aspects of one of their best players to shoehorn in this guy. Like, this is my point.
No. I'm talking about into the position where they press on the team. When they press on the team and lock him into the own half, you're not gonna tell me that Lavia is gonna do something more different than Kai Havertz.
So you're going to create more space in the midfield for that team to counterattack against you. Fairs, like, I guess.
No. But that's the thing that you always gonna. That's okay. If you're gonna do that, okay, you get Lavia. You're still gonna be susceptible to counterattacks. I don't care how much you're pressing. You will still gonna be susceptible to counterattacks, but you're definitely gonna lose the creative part of it.
And I will mention this, guys, as well. For the price,
No,
if this deal does go
It's
through,
crazy to think. Oh, sorry, Barsha.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's crazy to think that Kai Havertz is the one that we're looking for.
Yeah,
Even if
yeah.
they're looking for that thing, it is crazy. But would you pass it by? I don't rate Arteta.
From a Chelsea perspective or an Arsenal perspective.
Okay.
If I'm a Chelsea fan, of course I'm not passing this up. This is Arsenal fans. If you're listening, this is an incredible deal. You're getting an unreal player, generational talent. Next, Thomas Muller. You know, Thomas Muller and Lewandowski and Klose all rolled up into one. If I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm fucking fuming. By the way, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm fuming about this deal.
Scott, tell me that Jesus difference between him and Kai Havertz.
Jesus is better technically, links better with the players. His link-up play, I think, is better than Havertz is. I think his positional awareness is better than Havertz is. And I think in terms of not necessarily his ability to be clinical, but I think his how do I word this? The attributes he needs to necessitate being a striker are way better than Havertz in terms of like ball strike number one.
So
and just placement of shots.
Here's my theory with whole thing. Like the problem with what Arsenal had the last season is the players that they had. For example, Jesus has the same tendency. You're saying he has a possessional awareness? He does, but I don't think Martinelli does. Martinelli is still hugging the line. You see what I'm saying? So that spot, what you look at, like Chelsea has an empty spot, it's still there too for Arsenal. So what they do is they go from the wings and directly. You see what I'm saying, Scott? So I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they signed Kai Havertz, thinking that he can fill up that spot. You don't have to be explosive on the both wings, just like Saka and Martinelli did. You don't have to be that explosive on the wings because you're losing
I think they've already got better than that though. Like this is my point. Is like most of their holes in attacking areas. I think they've already got better players, or players that have shown more than Havertz has. Like this is my point. As I said, like it doesn't like you've got Trossard. Like so, for example, as you said, if it doesn't work with Martinelli because he's playing far too wide and hugging the touchline, bring on Trossard and he's the opposite. He likes to cut inside, be a bit more tucked in.
I think Trossard and Kai Havertz will play better than Trossard and Jesus.
I disagree personally. But wait.
By the way, how much did Trossard come into Arsenal for?
30 mil.
20, yeah, 30, 20, 30.
I do want to.
Well, he's a winger, isn't he?
He's a winger.
Yeah. I do want to throw this into the ring. Just a real quick, Alex, you can add this to your argument. For the price that Arsenal are buying Kai Havertz for, you have to take into consideration that they're probably going to start him. He has to.
Yeah, no, they probably are. But this was the point that I tried to make the other day of like, I don't understand how you can start him in that team, and with the other players that they've also got, and it works, and it doesn't create other problems. Like, you can't start a midfield three of him, Partey, and Ødegaard for me because
I don't think he's
allowing
the best midfielder, bro.
Then where does he play? Then that's my point. So he plays as the number 9. I don't think
he's going to rotate with Jesus. Don't forget that Arsenal are finally going to play Champions League after like.
No, that's fair. No, so Kai, that's fair. So what we're saying is they've bought him to be the backup number 9. They spent 60, or they're spending 68 mil for him to be the backup.
He will compete with Jesus for the number 9, though.
He's not better than Jesus, though.
I don't think he's better either, man. But that's not our problem.
This is what I'm saying. Like, and as Aaron said, like at the end of the day, this is their problem, right? I'm just trying to work out and like understand it from their perspective. As I said, if I'm an Arsenal fan about this deal, I'm fuming. I'm pissed because all the options you had to go elsewhere, and you came out with this. I'm pissed.
Yeah. Not in my wildest dream have I thought we will sell both of him and Mount in the same window, bro.
Look,
like it's a fantasy.
I think that Kai Havertz and you, I think people tried to brush it off Arsenal end of the season. The end of the season shows what the problems Arsenal have. They have two of the players that similar on opposite side. They like to hug the line. That's the problem. You don't see how the easy to defend against those players that does not provide the threat. So, for example, when what's his name? When that fraud from Brazil drifts into the middle to link up, the problem is it's still too many wide players, too big of a space. You don't have to. You're saying you don't know how to start them. You don't have to bench both. For example, Martinelli or Saka. Why you have to start them both? Why you can start one of them and shift Havertz closer towards the striker, versus being that much wide? You don't have to do this. You can split the how you say in the defense a different way. You don't have to be that wide. You definitely don't have to be that wide on both sides of the field.
It would change the structure of how they do things, though, because
it will, but I'm not saying it will change it will change the structure within the game. It wouldn't change like formation from the beginning.
Yeah, but the reason
they're going to get Oliver, they're going to get cooked on their left hand side damn near every game if they play Havertz out wide. That's going to be Havertz, Ødegaard, and Zinchenko as the left hand side. They're going to get cooked.
If he goes,
Alex, part of why Saka and Martinelli are so wide, it's because that's their width. They're fullbacks. Zinchenko, he tucks in, and then the other side it's Ben White. He doesn't bump forward and overlap.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So that's why Saka and Martinelli underlap. Sorry, that's why Saka and Martinelli stay so wide because of the width.
That's when when attack goes from the sides, which is the biggest threat of Arsenal. Attacks going from the sides, right?
Yeah, no, but you were saying were you not talking? Unless I misunderstood, were you not talking about Martinelli and Saka shouldn't be so wide?
No, I didn't say that. I said this is how they play, but actually. You don't I'm not saying they should not play that. This is the strength of Martinelli and Saka. Hold the line, hold the widest position, and take on the players.
Yeah.
But the problem is just the reason why I ask about Scott about Jesus, because he does have same tendency not to be where he's supposed to be. He's saying that he
I
wants to
have
be a center forward, but he's not a center forward.
But I think, but Jesus is there to not just stay sentry all the time. He's there to drift.
But when
Yeah,
he
I
drifts,
think-
the other players are still staying too wide. That's my point.
Alex, I
Well,
think they're gonna use him
not
as like a
necessarily
holder of the ball, you
necessarily
know,
all the
like
time.
hold the ball
I
and
think
play the
maybe-
other players around him.
I think maybe you're looking at their tail off of the season, but how they were playing the majority of the season when they were good, like Jesus would drift and Martinelli would come inside and before the capitulation, Jesus would drift wide or drop deep, then Martinelli would come inside and occupy that space. Vacated. Right?
This is very interesting to see what's going to happen. But like I mentioned earlier, if they're paying this much for him, there's a good chance he's going to be in that team involved in some way. And I'm interested to see how they do.
Do you know what
I have a question though for you guys.
One second, let's quickly.
Real quick, Kai had a question real quick.
Like, look at
All
that.
right, what was
We're
your
selling
question?
we're selling quite a lot of players. Ziyech is leaving, Havertz leaving, Mount is leaving. Do we need like that? Do we need one or two players in the attack now? Because we are selling a lot of our attackers, man.
Nkuku's coming
You don't
in,
think we do
and
stuff?
Well, Nkuku's coming in, Kai for starters, and
Nkuku's coming in.
like so
I keep forgetting about Nkuku, man.
Yeah,
forgetting
like I
about
think
that guy.
people do.
I mean,
we signed him way
Alex,
before.
when you look at who's left, I mean, Madueke, Mudryk, Sterling,
and Nkuku.
and Nkuku is still
And we're
here.
getting a
We're getting a
striker.
striker,
What's his
or
name?
at least one more, and we're linked
Jackson,
to Veiga.
Jackson,
Veiga.
We don't have Chelsea.
No, Veiga. No, I'm talking about the
Jackson.
one that just happened.
Yeah,
No,
Jackson. We're linked to.
Chukwuemeka.
He's not going to be here.
Jackson,
Though.
yeah.
He's not gonna be-
If you want
Michael
to class
Jackson.
him as a
Keyshawn, if you
forward.
don't get the hell out of here,
I mean,
with this shit.
I think we've got more. I think we've got more than.
We've got, if you include Nkunku, I think we've got 6 attackers.
Yeah, we've got more than. Particularly,
Yeah,
we played
I
one
forgot.
game.
I forgot about Jackson
Yeah.
and what's his name?
Got more
And
than-
Nkuku.
Ahmed, what did you want to say
How
before we
you
move
can-
on to the next
you-
topic?
How
Basically,
you
I
can
just
forget about the player that we don't have?
That's what I'm saying, Alex. Because we don't have
True,
him. I didn't think about him. Bro. That's
Yeah.
why.
Well,
He'll be
You're
announced
right.
soon, by the way. He will be announced very soon.
yeah,
by the way.
No, we should not. But Kai actually asked a good question, and I think Kai is right. We're losing all the players, the depth, but I don't think with depth we need the depth right now.
Nope.
But we have Nkuku coming though as well. That's what my whole point was. Like we have him.
Yeah,
and a
we're
striker
losing
coming.
5, and we're then Cuckoo.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, and a striker, another one who's in there, and we do have a bunch of attackers we did sign. We had too many players this season, Alex. We had way too many players we didn't use. We never even used people
Wait.
like Ziyech and all that.
Did Kai
Are we
ask
gonna- are
about
we-
the players that we're gonna bring, or he just said the one that we
But
have?
are we? Are
No, he
we?
said the
Are we
ones who come
gonna?
out, don't we have enough? And I said we are bringing in 2 more extra in.
Well,
Kai-
let
Kai,
Kai finish the question. Yeah, let Kai finish the question, then you would know. But look, if we're gonna sell all this, are we gonna get Jackson and a number 1 striker, or is Jackson?
I don't think
That's
so.
our striker solution.
I think we're going to reassess in January, personally.
You guys want information on Jackson? Because I got it. I got the
I
information
think
on
we're going to
Jackson.
reassess and then
I
maybe
probably
like
seen that information
maybe
2 days
look
ago.
at
so
Kai
Yeah.
asked
So,
us this question like we
just-
know who we're
yeah.
buying.
well, the one thing I
Real
want to
quick
say
comment.
about Havertz, I don't care where he's going to be playing. That's Arsenal's problem to deal with. If he gets sold for 68 million, that's what I care about. Simple as
Hey,
that.
it's good money for us. But moving on to Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas Jackson for Villarreal is very concrete name. Chelsea are really working on this one and want to be informed on all conditions of the deal, on the release clause, how to activate it, and how many years to pay it. He's real concrete option for Chelsea. That's coming from Fabrizio Romano. Next tweet on
he's
this
black.
player, Nicolas Jackson. Chelsea official bid for Nicolas Jackson will be submitted next week. 35 million euros to
approve
match
now?
the release clause. Villarreal are already informed. Installments and payment terms are being discussed. Then medical scheduled. Jackson only wants Chelsea despite 3 more bids, so other clubs coming in for him.
who the clubs
Nicolas
are?
Jackson. I think Man United is one of them that expressed interest.
Man United is in
and then
for
there
him
was
Man
PSG
United,
maybe was
RB,
another
no,
one.
it was not. Man United,
No, RB
Leipzig,
Leipzig, yeah.
and Aston Villa. Was the other
Gotcha. Nicolas Jackson will sign a 6 or 7 year contract with Chelsea, coming from Matt Moretto. Next tweet here from Fabrizio. Chelsea have decided to activate the release clause for Nicolas Jackson. Chelsea are set to pay 35 million euros, discussing installments. 3 more clubs open to pay the clause, so Chelsea will be fast as player wants PL move. Contract will be long, more than 5 years. Here we go soon. And then last tweet right here is Jackson will sign after his duties with Senegal. Chelsea are also attentive to players like Vlahovic, which we did mention. Kai, you did ask if we were probably going to sign another striker after Jackson, and it looks like we're still in contention with Vlahovic. So,
I wish we signed Vlahovic, bro.
I do want Vlahovic. I do still want Vlahovic, but Juventus is playing hard to get a little bit.
I don't think, as I said, I don't think we're going to sign another striker personally. I don't think we need to sign another striker, as I said, necessarily. I think the attacking options we've got are fine.
Yeah, but
I think Matisse is the best there, to be honest.
This is a good point with Matisse. Stop at Jackson, reassess the striker market in 24-25, so January probably, I would assume. If Broja doesn't take his chances, etc., no need to overdo it. I mean, it's not a bad idea either.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah,
we don't know what's going to happen with Tony, you know?
And plus, we also have like Datro. I think it's
He's
good
gonna
to look
unload.
at. Possibly.
I think
Yeah,
Datro
probably.
is going
I
on
think-
loan.
Yeah,
No, but my point
Datro
being, I
is
think
a 3-year
that's-
plan, bro. He's not here for now. He's gonna get
okay, cool. Okay, cool. Whatever. I think it's smart to just like keep what we have and then reassess next summer.
Also, like I don't think we're going to have this need to rotate as much as people think. We are in need to play like the second and third choice option as much as people think. Like, I think the starting lineup most weeks is probably going to be like a front. Let's say we play a 4-2-3-1. Most weeks is going to be Nkunku at the 10, Jackson as the striker, one of Madueke or Mudryk, and then Sterling. It's probably going to be what it is most weeks.
Yep.
I don't know.
And it's like, that's fine.
For me, man.
Listen,
I
man,
think
if you want a guy, if everyone wants to try out Nicolas Jackson, he's on FIFA. He's got a team of the what's it called? You know what I mean? 90
What do you mean try him out, bro? That's a bit sus.
You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? Well, listen, I'm talking about FIFA. That's me. That's what you're thinking in your mind. Mate. Get your mind out
This
of
is
the gutter.
Ahmed when he's
My mind
talking
is
about the
dirty,
human
Ahmed, you're right,
trafficking
bro.
that Roman
Nicolas
used to do.
Nicolas Jackson plays for Senegal, right? They play Brazil. I think.
Yes.
You can watch him then.
Wasn't he
played
involved in the
in
World Cup? He was, right?
He was in their World Cup squad, yeah.
Yeah.
But they preferred the other guy, like that guy from what's his name? He's from he plays for the Italian league. He plays in the Italian league. I forget his name.
Vlahovic?
Dia is the one I know.
Dia. Yeah. They prefer him
Cummings,
over Jackson. Yeah, because Jackson was early 20 at that time. So yeah.
He also wasn't playing around the time.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, guys, listen, Jackson, he's looking like hopefully a striker, one touch, as they say in FIFA. So another card that comes out.
Everybody's going to like it.
Ahmed, is FIFA where you get all your scouting from?
I play Football Manager and I watch the actual leagues as well. I'm just using it as a meme because I literally use it as a
Kai. You should play with Kai.
I agree. You are me.
The other topic I wanted to bring up too, related to this, is the Veiga bid, potentially Viagra. So Gabri Veiga, breaking: Chelsea could bid for Nicolas Jackson next week, and sources have indicated an offer for Gabri Veiga could arrive soon, coming from Jacob Steinberg. And then the other tweet I have here related to this: Chelsea have asked for information on Gabri Veiga release clause. So
there was another bid. There's another one he missed. Which was that guy Chelsea?
We did make
Chelsea set to bid for Gabri Veiga. There was another one.
Yeah, this is it.
No, there was another one. It was another one.
That was essentially the last one. Yeah, that was essentially the last tweet I just had.
Is he Spanish?
Yeah.
He is Spanish.
He's wait, I thought he was. Is he Spanish or is he
Spanish?
Uruguayan?
No,
Marshall, he's
the
Mediterranean Mason Mount, bro. I don't want him at Chelsea, bro.
Prime, just for Prime, he's not black, he's white.
Jesus.
What does skin color have to do with this?
I don't know, because when you heard about Jackson, you were surprised, like, oh, he's black.
Jesus Christ.
How many goals has he scored as a centre mid then this season? Has he scored?
He scored 11 goals and he's got 4 assists.
All right,
It's better than Mason Mount.
That's actually not. That's not bad.
Listen, at the end of the day, I think he's a good player.
Oh dear. I will say. Actually, go ahead, Ahmed.
I think for me, if he's probably going to be a backup if you're going to buy him though. Like I don't. But the question, I don't even know where you play. I don't know where you're going to play him though. So that's the question for me because
Number 10.
It's either going to be a backup for number 10 or if you do decide to play an 8, he'll probably be a bit more of an attacking 8 if you do decide to play an 8 formation though. That's what I'm saying.
So as a sub for Enzo or something like that.
No,
as a sub for Nkuku. This guy cannot tackle.
He's not playing in the double pivot.
No, but I said to you, mainly he'll play in the 10.
I don't even know what formation we're playing, to be honest. Like
4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1.
No,
so
it could be a 4-2-3-1, but it could be a 4-3-3 because then we know Potts can play that formation too. Well, I don't know.
But what is his main formation, Chris?
Honestly, like at PSG, it's a 4-3-3 mainly.
No, it was it was a 4-3-3 after they bought Messi to try and counteract the fact they had Messi.
Yeah.
Yes. But
they played until Messi signed. They play a 4-2-3-1. They only moved to a 4-3-3 after they signed Messi.
I think he's going to use whatever formation is best for Chelsea. I don't know what formation.
Which will be a 4-2-3-1. You don't buy.
I would hope he plays the 4-2-3-1
as an 8 or a 9. Like we have a guy we bought to play as a number 10. If we don't play him as a number 10, we're wasting our time.
Yeah, this guy's not a good tackler either. Like his tackling stats are very bad, bro. This guy.
I'll just say on Veiga, like take this. I said this on the stream on Lewis's earlier. Take this with a pinch of salt, but his stats this season are remarkably similar to Conor Gallagher's at Palace.
And this is also a breakout season, just like with Gallagher.
How much is he as well?
Also, sorry, the other thing as well. Just as a side note, if he's going to be playing as a number 10 for us, I just want to point out one stat here. The passes he's attempted this season per 90 is 29.1, which is in the bottom 3rd percentile in all of Europe's top 5 leagues.
I agree.
Breaking news. Premier League boss quizzed over alleged rape of teenage girl.
I just literally read that. What? Is it just
That's what I said. Breaking news.
It's not breaking news. That came out an hour ago.
It did. It just popped up.
This dude's got worse. Sorry, this dude's got worse pass completion than Conor Gallagher.
Yes. So, guys, if you watch my video,
you're talking about the manager that accused of being raped.
No. So guys, if you watch my Gabri Veiga, So
he has one of the worst passes completion.
Yeah. So if you watch what's it called, my Gabri Veiga scalp video, I did say that his passing and his tackling are absolutely crap, but his shooting and his finishing and his dribbling are very good about him. Yeah. So again, for me.
I didn't know Mason Mount has incredible dribbling skill.
He doesn't have good.
No, he doesn't. But he has. I think he's got like something around about 2 point. Yeah, he's got 2.73 progressive carries per 90, and I think it's roughly around about 1 point. I think it's either 6 or 1.7 successful take-ons per 90 as well. So listen, man, he can take on his man.
And this is sponsored by Ahmed's FIFA skills.
It's not. This is actually from FP Ref. This is actually his actual stats in game for La Liga this season. And
how much?
He's got a release cost, I think, of 30 million.
It's 43.7, I think.
Ahmed,
you gotta remember too, he's younger than
bro.
I don't know, 40 million. What?
I think
pounds,
this is the answer to that Russian kid, that Viagra guy. Since we cannot get the Russian kid.
Again, I said it earlier with Veiga. Like he's a potentially nice player. Again, all the stuff with the stats, by the way, as I said, take it with a pinch of salt because most of us, me included, I haven't watched this guy. I only know him again from FIFA and also just from like checking out a couple of comps and seeing the stats. That's basically all I've seen of him. But he's a nice player. He's a luxury of what we need. We do not need him. Like I don't see any reason why we would buy him and play him in the few games he's going to play because it will be a few games over Carney, Chukwuemeka or Caicedo.
42 million is just
the problem with that is going to be both Caicedo and Carney are probably most likely going to be going out on loan though. So
I'd know, but that's the point, Ahmed. I'd keep them rather than sending them out on loan than getting this guy. You save money that you can use elsewhere. You
I
give
agree with you,
valuable
Scott.
time to a guy that probably has a higher ceiling, or as high a ceiling as this guy. And as I said, like the more I look at these stats, it just does not fill me with any sort of confidence.
Chris?
I'm just looking at now his like expected assists is under Conor Gallagher's this season.
He's more of like he's the thing with him, from what I've seen, the way he plays, he's much more of like the final midfielder, that midfield runner that comes in at the last minute and shoots the ball. So
are you getting Conor Gallagher this season or previous season?
No, this season.
Previous season.
No, I'm talking every stat I've given, by the way, about Gallagher so far, apart from the way I said that his stats are similar. All the stats about he's got worse pass completion, worse passes attempted, all this. That's from this season
that he played.
This season.
Okay, good to know. Because
Chris,
I don't think there's any players in the world will shy. Everybody will shy against this season. I don't care, man.
My question for you.
That share of the players, man. If you
I just want to pick your brain. I want to pick your brain.
You don't
Chris.
want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Chris, you said 41 for this player is too much. What would you have paid for this player?
20.
Okay, when was the last player we?
Chukwuemeka.
When was the last player we paid 20 million for that was in a league that was a starter? Chukwuemeka was like a
free or 1 year contract or something.
Well, not even that, but like he was he barely played for Aston Villa. He was more of like a young talent that we scouted.
I'm pretty sure he was starting in Aston Villa when we bought him.
No.
He played. He wasn't a regular starter. He played.
No, yeah, but he
played
did
some
play
games. Like he played an FA Cup game, I remember.
But 40 million, I just feel like Scott said, he's a luxury player. I don't think he's worth like that.
No, I agree, but Veiga.
I don't think he's worth 40 million just to spend on 40 million. Where
I
we
just
don't
think
really
like
need him.
we gotta start like adapting with the times. Like players are getting more expensive. We're paying like 20 millions for players no one's heard of now. Like it's not cheap to buy these players anymore.
Remember the conversation that you were talking about the previous regime scouting and now? What happened?
Yeah, I still stand by my point. Like the players are more expensive now than they used to be, but we're still going to sell them for more.
So we
I hope we do.
Hold on a second. I'd rather get Viagra, and do you think he's going to play at Chelsea?
If we buy him, he's going to come off the bench for Chelsea. He's not going to be an out-and-out starter. I think he's going to develop because he is 21, and he could potentially be better than Mount. We never know. It could be the same thing.
But can I ask you something?
More than 40. But if we sell him, we get a 2-year, 3-year contract, whatever we get for him. If we sell him, then he goes. If we're going to sell him for like what, 60?
Guess
maybe
how much we pay
60?
for Batshuayi when we get Batshuayi?
I think we would.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead, Chris.
Who would you rather buy? Yeah, Lavia or what's his name?
Viagra.
They're all the same player.
No, I rather pay for Lavia, but Lavia is also expensive. It's just the market we're in.
No, he's gonna be less than
40 million, bro.
Nah, he won't be 40 million. I guarantee it.
I thought it was 60 mil.
His release clause is 50, so it's not going to be more than 50.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's gonna be. I guarantee you, 35, and he's way and he's more useful to us as well, like that defensive midfielder.
Yeah, why do we need this Viagra guy, man? I don't get it.
I'm not arguing for saying it. I'm just trying to point out that like these players aren't cheap anymore. Like 40 is probably what we're gonna get for him. If you want to pay 20 million, you're gonna get like someone from MLS.
You are right.
I don't want new regime 100% approval rating on scouting to go to that. You see, Marshall, I don't want this 100% approval rating on the new regime.
I get where you're coming from, but it's just the price now.
Yeah, I will say if we get
the price in the scouting, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, you paying for the hope.
Sure, yeah. You're paying for the potential.
Yeah. So
and that's,
just like we paid for potential in 2012, same thing we pay for potential in 2023.
That's what we're doing right now, man. Buying
that's the issue I have.
That's why Kai is crying every time with the kids.
But that's the problem I have with what I said earlier. Like, what is the point for me? Like, again, he's a nice player, but what is the point of spending that 40 million or whatever it is release clause to buy this guy to sit him on the bench for him to probably play a grand total of about 1,000 minutes next season, when you could just give those 1,000 minutes to, if they stay, Caicedo who, by the way, considering the loan offers he's had, some of them, obviously is good enough to start at a certain level for certain teams. Chukwuemeka as well.
You guys are on it. You guys are on it.
I was just saying, with Chukwuemeka, right? This is a guy who has played in the last couple of seasons, I think around 1,000 minutes in total, close to. So why don't you just give those minutes to him? We've already seen that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that Viagra guy, especially for 40 mil, is needed.
I agree. I don't think for that price he's not needed. I don't think for that price he's needed. But on the topic that we are talking about with the youth and how much we're paying for them and all that, I did want to bring this up. I think this is very interesting to bring up some information here. So, according to Nazar Kinsella, Chelsea have paid over £70 million for Caicedo, Pais, Slonina, and Chukwuemeka in a youth recruitment drive over the past year. In a few years, that might turn out to be inspired business. Next thing I want to talk is Caicedo as well, who's involved in this. Chelsea believe Caicedo is 1 year and 1 good loan away from being in a position to compete for a place in the first team squad. They would like to loan to be another somewhere in the Premier League, but there is no interest yet. This is coming from Liam Toomey at The Athletic. And the last person I want to bring up, which you haven't really brought up too much, is Ian Maatsen. Chelsea rejected a £50 million offer for Ian Maatsen and are open to keeping him while the player himself wants to try another loan to Turf Moor. So listen, like you saw the first tweet, around 70 million, a little over 70 million for those players that I do believe we just alone in Carney Chukwuemeka and maybe Caicedo, we could end up selling them for anywhere near 70 to 60 million in the future if it does work out, which it looks like it's going to work out. And then Caicedo, we'll see what happens.
You can on those 4 players, you can double that money.
Same as Giraffe. What's
Giraffe?
his name?
Havertz?
No, the real Giraffe. With the Eiffel Tower as the legs. What's his name? Courtois.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing. You spend too much time on loan. You don't see yourself progress, and you start in 11 at Chelsea. You start to build the team outside of Chelsea, and at the end of the day, contracts runs out, and you don't recoup your 70 because you did not give the minutes to the kid at Chelsea. I don't see what the difference between Caicedo, between already at Chelsea. I don't see what the difference between Caicedo, between Chukwuemeka, and between what's his name that we already have at Chelsea, youngsters. I don't see the point, especially playing once a week. There's no point. Why pay 40 unless I was right that the new regime is going to do the same shit that the old regime, just buy players, just to create
exactly, unless
off loan.
Unless you're just going to stockpile players on the hope that 50% of them works, which is a horrible strategy, by the way. Like the only team in world football, to my knowledge, that does that. Like, well, there's 2.
Before.
Well, yeah, but currently there are only 2 to my knowledge that do that on a regular basis, and that's City and there's 3 actually. Sorry, there's 3 teams I think to my knowledge off the top of my head that do kind of that thing. PSG, one is in horrible.
Chelsea, the biggest ones.
I was going to say currently the ones that are doing it are City because they can afford to because they have the City football group. Real Madrid, and even they're not doing it that much. Like most of the time, the guys they do go and get play, and Barca, who are in horrible financial state. So I don't really want to copy what they're doing. So like that's a horrible plan to go and do, of trying to sign as many players as you can and hope that like 50% of them work.
See, if we did it 10 years ago too. That's the model when Roman Abramovich got it from La Messiah. That's the model Abramovich wanted. You see, you disagree with that because it didn't work for a certain period of time, but it worked for them because they're still creating money off those loans. La Messiah still no really known youth system. Really known youth system. A lot of players come out of that. Not necessarily make it to Barca, but make it over in other places.
That's a different thing to what we're talking about, though. We're talking about the fact of like with Veiga in specific, like that's a guy you're not signing.
Yeah.
If we're talking about, but that's the thing. If we're talking about guys to stick in the youth system, then I'm more for it. If we're talking about like if we're talking about 17, 18-year-olds, I'm more towards that as long as you get a good price, because that is actually more towards what City are doing. they'll go and buy a bunch of guys from across the world that are like anywhere from like 17 to 20, right, or 17 to 19. Send them out on loan a couple of times. If it doesn't work, they'll just flip them and make the money back or more for them. Like that, I'm fine with. It's going and buying guys that are coming in like Veiga for 40 mil. Why? For no reason. To probably flip him or send him out. Like say he doesn't play, send him out on a couple of loans and then flip him for like 30 mil down the line. What's the point? That's a waste of time. Play the guys like we've touched on. Play the guys that you've bought that you obviously have so much faith in. Otherwise, what was the point of signing these guys? To just bring them in, give them about 400 minutes of worth of football, maybe send them out on one loan and then sell them. Like,
you see, if it was, for example, when the links like this with Viagra guy and whatever the kids are 16 or whatever, I wish there was a comment like, is that like for Chelsea starting 11 link or what are they planning? Because we don't know if it's like what in this guy's head, Todd Bowler's head right now. Maybe he's thinking why my Dodger Stadium is empty right now.
Oh my!
You see what I'm saying?
But
I want to know because Scott is right. If we know that Viagra guy is not coming to Chelsea to play at Chelsea right now, and he's gonna be a mule that creates us money on loan. He's gonna be our Miazga. Yes, that's a different conversation. But still, 40 million.
For me, he seems like he's going to be a squad player. I can't lie to you. That's the reason why he's coming in, and then that for me makes the question: what is the future for someone like a Chukwuemeka, and what is the future of someone like Caicedo? And for me, if it is that you're going to send these two guys out on loan this season, and let's say Veiga like bangs for example this season, what is then the future of one of those two? Because then eventually one of those two has to leave. Because if Veiga does bang, you're left with Chukwuemeka or Caicedo, and depending on who has a good loan, you're gonna have to let one go.
Well, here's another scenario. That's what actual Abramovich faced. Those young kids that think that, well, like for example, Caicedo. What we asking? Why Caicedo or Chukwuemeka does not get enough minutes? Why do you think maybe kids like think that they can start? Like for example, if Chukwuemeka wants to go on loan, he thinks that for him starting 30% of the game this season, it's not enough for him development. So Chukwuemeka will like to go on loan or to be sold.
Also,
see what I'm saying?
Alex, the thing is as well with these guys is like we've talked about before, but these guys know they can start elsewhere. Like Chukwuemeka, for example, had an offer or had interest from Dortmund before he joined us. And that is a place where he would have started games. Not like all of them, because at the time their midfield was decent, but like, say he's there right now. They've just lost Bellingham. They've lost Guerrero, both of who started in midfield. They lost Dahoud. Like, in terms of central midfielders, they've got off the top of my head, like, maybe 2 or 3. He's getting game time there. Consistent game time at one of the best teams in Germany. Like, so you look at it and go, and it just shines a light and makes people go, like, what's the point of me joining there? Say Chelsea come in or Dortmund come in, and it's like, apart from the fact I may get to play in the Premier League or may get more money, like if I'm focused on playing football, what is the point of me going to Chelsea over Dortmund? I might as well go Dortmund first and then go Chelsea later on in my career. Yeah. Like I might as well go, like, and that's the thing. And then we're stuck in the same.
Do you think we know how Gallagher looks like? So if we'll send him Gallagher with Chukwuemeka's, do you think we will recognize it's the wrong person?
No idea. Yeah, the problem you then got as well, if you do that though, of like they go to Dortmund first, is we go back in the same cycle of we've got to sign them for the 100 million. We're no longer cutting out the middleman. We're going back to the cycle of, we're gonna have to pay 100 million to sign this guy. When 3 years ago or 2 years ago we could have signed him for like a third of that, maybe even a quarter of that. And if we just developed him properly, he gets that 100 million pound player anyway. And it's like we've got that 100 million pound player that we spent 20 million on.
Yeah, the only difference is Borussia Dortmund is okay not winning the league for 10 years in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not.
They are.
They're not fine with it.
No. I'm saying, they want to, but that's why players like Bellingham that nobody heard of before he joined. Like that's why they have those young players given time, because they have no ambitions.
No, but it's also because they know they can go from Dortmund to then they can get the moves that he's just got. That's the thing is, The guys go, like Haaland said it as well. Like Haaland in an interview, he said like knew he could like did the steps he did because he knew he knew going to Dortmund would help his development and he'd get to where he wanted to go anyway. Like that's my point is like instead of us being able to like, and the thing is, you say about the league title, let's be real, we're not challenging for a league title while Pep is still in this league. Let's just be real frank with it and real honest. We're not challenging for a league title until Pep has left this league.
I agree.
Challenge or we can't do it?
We can't win.
What do you class as challenge? Because like Arsenal was meant to challenge this season, and how many points they end up off them?
By the way, how many of you thought that Arsenal is winning the league?
I mean, do you not think Arsenal challenged?
No, they did challenge, right? That's why I kind of asked what do you class as challenge? Because like they did challenge, but at the end of the day, let me get the table up there for a second. Like they finished 5 points off, and it's like the fact that the entire season
that's a challenge, you know?
It is a challenge, but I think it's not just the points; it's the fact of like the whole season, even when they're behind, they're like 8 points behind, and also had a game in hand. There were so few people that thought, Arsenal. So many people thought that City will catch them because it's City.
Okay, but again, I'm not. You didn't say win. You said we're not going to challenge.
So we're not going to. No, I did say win. We're not going to win a title, and that's the thing of what Alex said. Of like we can. I think with these guys, we can challenge, develop at the same time.
Yeah, but the discussion we're not having is challenge. You did say win though.
Yeah, so
that's
I don't
what
think.
I'm asking. Like, I think we, but like challenging. I think we could do that. Maybe, I'm not saying the next season or the season after, but
I think we can challenge too. But I think we can challenge with these guys in. Like we can challenge and develop these guys at the same time. I think.
Yeah. The problem is if those kids are actually okay with coming off the bench, because technically, for example, if you start in 11 and you saying yourself there's not going to be a lot of changes within the team starting 11, you see how depressing that is for the youngster that thinking that he can start everywhere.
Yeah, and he's gonna he's gonna see other places where he can play.
Yeah, but you know how you foster that, Alex? You know how you help that is by showing the pathway, like going, okay, here's the case study. Like for example, let's say Arsenal, for example, right? Martinelli, when he came in, didn't start straight away. Like obviously they were in a worse position, but he was able to be given time. And he got shown the pathway of, this is what we can get to. And it's the same with other guys. And that's the thing. It's about, you've got to start somewhere. And so guys like Colwell or in the future that we have, right, will be able to see, right, so X player was given time, was shown a pathway. So I've got that. I can see where my pathway is. Because right now these guys are looking at it and go, well, I've got, 4 players ahead of me and they seem intent on playing those 4 players. So really I'm 5th choice, or what's the point of me staying here? I'm probably not going to get game time for like another 3 years. I might as well just go elsewhere. And that's the thing it's you've got to start somewhere and you've got to show the pathway. Because at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words, right? And so you've got to show them that these guys have the pathway, even if it is getting off the bench. Because that's what we saw this season from Chukwuemeka, right? And most of the time he took his chance. But the problem is we never gave him, after he took his chance, we then never kind of went further. Like we just did more and more things to kind of hinder him this season.
And he's probably thinking, what the hell?
Yeah, we stopped including him in squads. We started limiting his minutes, or limiting his appearances. Then we did that stupid thing of taking him out the World Cup squad, the under-20s World Cup squad for no reason to play him. And
he still went.
No, he went. He went and played one game.
And then he got knocked out.
One game and then got knocked out. He played all of. He went. He literally. I think he literally traveled longer than he
getting
played.
knocked up in the next level.
Yeah, but Scott, do you think the same thing is going to happen moving forward?
Anyway, I spent 2.5 hours facing Ahmed and over here, so it's too much for one day. I learned a lot about Somali people today. Turns out we're not the ones that like Captain Phillips movies. We're not all skinny.
This is crazy. Oh my lord.
To be fair, I didn't know Ahmed. I didn't know Ahmed was Somali.
See you later, guys. You enjoy it, man.
Later, Alex.
Yeah,
I do.
I just want to ask.
I do want to.
Yeah, my question
go for it,
Scott,
and then I want to move on to the next
like
topic.
that's going to happen moving forward because
that is my worry. I don't think it is a worry.
But Pot, it's shown he plays young players, and if
no, I agree, and that's why I hope my what I'm saying is my worry, and it's not because of Poch. I'm just talking as a club. My worry is they continue to do that. But I'm hoping with Poch that he will start to turn it in terms of starting to use more youth players. For example, just going back as like examples, sorry to interrupt. An example like Lewis Hall would be perfect to show to these young players of like, look at this guy. Like he might have been out of position, but he was given a chance. He played well, and he was then given more chances to show what he does. And like with Lewis Hall, he's now in the conversation of like, should he be the backup left back this season? And most people would say like he's got a decent argument. And this is a guy
step by step
progress. You bring him into the first team training at the time when he was 18, then you give him game time in a way that even if he's playing out of position, he's able to show what he can do, and he's shown what he can do. And like he's been able, and it's the same with Chalobah. Chalobah was given his like opportunity after a couple of good loans. Then he kept playing, like he kept playing well, and so was given more game time. And that's an example of where you go, oh look, this is an example of like if you come in, show what you can do, and you play well, we'll give you more opportunities. That's what you need.
Even on the topic of Trevor Chalobah, so we can continue from there. Just real quick, Trevor Chalobah is in Milan to decide whether it is a suitable place to live. He is also having a meeting with Inter, as Inter is interested in Trevor Chalobah. They are looking for a CB, and this is another example of what you guys saying. If the players don't get their opportunities, they will look for it somewhere else because Chalobah knows he is a decent player. He can't start for a team. He's just not getting it at Chelsea, and I think. With Poch, I think with Poch, I mean, the youth player will get more play time, obviously. But we'll see. You know, it also depends on the board. But continuing on what you guys were saying, Prime, I think you had something you wanted to say about the Chalobah stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. Even though I don't agree with the examples of Chalobah in Hull, because I don't think they're good players. But Scott is right. If like Poch is someone who does play a young player, so the pathway, at least now for the next few years that he's here, is there. If, for example, with Chuameka, if Nkuku doesn't adapt to the league straight away and isn't performing, the likes of Chuameka or Veiga, if we're buying him, these guys have a chance to play, and if they're performing well, Poch will put them in the team and keep them there until they start to winder or drop. Like I don't know. I don't necessarily mind. I just think people worrying about it, like there's no like necessarily a reason to. For me, if you're good enough to play, you're good enough to play. Like
I'll believe it when I see it, because we thought the same thing about Potter, and he didn't do any of that.
I didn't. You guys might have, but I never rated Potter.
No. It's not about rating him. I thought he was going to give more opportunities, but he didn't.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, maybe you guys did, but I didn't.
I think Chelsea is different.
My thing with Poch is, maybe Chelsea is different. My thing with Poch is show what you've done previously that's actually worked. Why he's here is to develop these young players. Don't do a thing because it's a big signing in, say, in Nkuku, he has to continuously play if he starts to underperform. Play the players that are actually performing.
Yeah, I just think that we have evidence of what Poch can do, but that was at Tottenham. It could be different here where he's following a different set of standards or different. Hello?
What? No, you're not silent.
We heard what you're saying, maybe.
Yeah.
But
it's Chris still listening to him.
Yeah, but he's here to develop these young players, though. So
yeah, I because in my head, I could see that the owners are thinking long term, where like under Roman, we just need a group of ready-made players to win now. Where I think you're right that Poch may continue on in that form of developing and building, because these group is trying to build stability, I guess, and wants to take that road instead of just winning now. So I think just us as Chelsea fans got to get used to that's where we're going now. You know what I mean? Not just instant win and then chop and change. You're trying to build like a sustainable model, but I feel like it's going to take patience.
If you rate our scouting system, which most people I feel like do, I know there are some exceptions, but like I do, then you like, I believe they've done their due diligence on some of these signings. Which, if they've done their due diligence on some of these signings and they've obviously seen something and they think they're going to be good, give them a chance then. Because if you don't rate these signings, that means you don't rate these the guys we brought in. Which, if you don't rate the guys we brought in, why are you not kicking up more of a fuss about it? Like, I know Kai doesn't particularly rate them that highly, but he's kicking up a fuss about it. But like most people I see aren't.
I mean, a lot of the players we're linked to, like I guess kind of midfielders. I think so. I think they're overhyped. Like I've said this about like Caicedo and Ugarte. They may be good, but I think in terms of the price and how everyone speaks on them, I think they're overhyped. However, this new scout network, I'm willing to give them a chance and see. So, like, my big thing is I don't know what Poch's style or how he's going to play. Like, Spurs was a long time ago when he was there. I want to know what he wants to do first, and we'll probably see that in preseason. Once I have an idea of what he wants to do, then I'll probably say these signings, a lot of them make sense. You know, but again, I can't. Me personally, I can't really judge until like we start playing and we start seeing things.
Let's go ahead and move on to the final two topics I want to discuss before we end the show, which, by the way, 81 of you guys are watching. Make sure you are smashing that like button. Let's try to get up to 60 likes, please, as it does help out the channel tremendously. Be sure to check out the links in the description. Subscribe if you're new. All the good stuff. The one topic I wanted to bring up, which I'm sure you guys are going to get a kick about, is our boy, Lukaku, is upset at Chelsea.
R9, bring him back.
Cry more.
R9.
So,
R9.
Matt Law reporting, Romelu Lukaku has turned down a move to Saudi Arabia and is said to be annoyed that Chelsea are yet to sanction another move to Inter, where he spent the entirety of this season. And then the next tweet, Fabrizio Romano reporting, Chelsea will not loan Lukaku back to Inter. The ball is now in their court. They have to try something different, or other clubs will enter the race. I don't know what other clubs are going to enter the race, but sure, let them enter the race. You think so?
Like, well, we thought there's no market for Kai Havertz, and turns out Real Madrid came sniffing, but obviously we valued him a little bit too high for their liking. And now you look at Arsenal, valuing Kai Havertz around 16 million. Like,
there will be other Serie A clubs that will want Lukaku.
And maybe
he has a fetish for Inter, man.
But I mean, you say that Lukaku doesn't have any loyalty. He doesn't have a.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
If for example, Juve, I think big stumbling block really is his wages. But for example, Juve, if Vlahovic is gone, the only real striker available for them would be Lukaku.
PSG might look down as well. So.
I mean, PSG are kind of cheap enough, really, but Campos is there. Campos wouldn't buy Lukaku. But my point being, there would be a market. It might be a thing of it'll be late in the window when we get rid of him, but there would be a bit of a market in for him. Because
is he going to agree to the terms?
If he wants to leave, he probably will.
I don't know. I think he just so in love with Inter and trying to like.
I gotta agree with Xavi because I'm sure what Saudi was offering him was lucrative, and he turned it down because he wants to twerk for Inter, and
No, he turned down Saudi because he wanted more money, though.
Yeah.
Well, he has to come back to Chelsea if no one wants him.
Yeah, I think there would be a market for some Serie A teams. We just need to wait for how the window plays out for other said teams.
I think we could sign for, like, if it's so, maybe 30-40 million, maybe.
What is wages?
Come on, man.
He's on 325 a week, 325.
325, yeah, and he won't necessarily.
Well, you can still take the wage off if he wants to leave.
How long left is his contract?
3 years.
Oh yeah, it was a 5-year deal, wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
It would be again. I've said you. Sorry, Marshall.
Go ahead.
No, I said other Serie A club. Like, just wait until more into the window. I've said Juve. Roma need a striker. I mean, they look like they're going to get Scamacca, but they want him in on loan, and I think West Ham want to sell him. It depends how it works there. Inter might still come back and take him because Dzeko is just getting older and declining, and Lautaro might end up leaving. Who knows with him? AC Milan, they need a striker. They've got old man Giroud, Zlatan just retired, or Origi's not good. So there's other Serie A teams that would be in for him, and we could probably make another deal like we did last summer with Lukaku's wages, where maybe we pay half of it or something. So there would be a market in for him.
So big up to David Oladelli. Thank you so much for the £5 donation super chat. if the board, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, brother. If the board pull off all these sales to Saudi, I have to give it to them. I trashed them for a lot of decisions last season, but respect where it's due. No, and I agree, respect where it is due. I will say with the Lukaku deal, as much as I would love to just get him off the books, it doesn't help us when it comes to FFP, Chris, if we undersell him for 30 to 40 mil.
But he's not going to get the value back though, Marshall. Like he's 30 years old now. He's injury prone. And
30 to 40 mil is a huge cut versus
right.
what
I know, but
so how do we sell him then? How do we use him, Marshall?
there are clubs interested. Inter want him, but we just don't want to loan him because we've dedicated to. First of all, if we do loan him, hold on. First of all, if we do, no, that's not my solution. That's not what I'm saying at all. First of all, there will be another club that will buy him. I think they will figure it out. They figured. Let me land, man. They figured out how to get rid of him last season. They're going to figure out how to do it this season. There will be a solution. There will be clubs. They will convince someone. It'll happen. The other thing is that the club is dedicated to not loaning out players that they don't see as being a part of the plan for the future. That's why they don't want to loan out Lukaku. Not only that, I believe, I may be mistaken on this. Even if we do loan out Lukaku, we still have to pay part of his wages.
Yes, we would. Like last
So
yeah, because the Serie A clubs can't afford it.
Doesn't work out for us. So he's on 320 a week. So I
can't
even think
Marshall, how much did we pay last season for the wages? Was it like half?
I think about half, yeah.
Yeah. Again,
insane,
like I
man.
said, the more this window goes on and we see what the striker market is for other clubs, particularly in the Serie A, we probably can get rid of him. I remember I named like 3 clubs that would potentially be looking
there are
for
Italian
strikers.
teams that are going to want them. It's just a matter of money, but I just
I don't.
40 is too low though. I think 40 is way too low.
I don't think the money
He ain't gonna
matters
get more than
because
that though.
The money doesn't
necessarily.
The money doesn't necessarily matter though. Like it matters for other players, but with Lukaku, like we were willing, us sending him on loan this season for what was it, an €8 million loan fee? That was a loss on the books, because he's on the books this season for 20 million. So
which is why Boli doesn't want to do that again.
Well, he's willing to take losses because keeping him around the squad is going to be a disharmony. You just want to get his wages off the book. That's the main thing. You want to get the wages off the book, and you want to keep the disharmony away from the dressing room. So I think for this very particular situation, we take that loss.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think there will come a solution where we don't have to necessarily take a drastic loss on. I think we are going to take a loss, but I don't think we need to go as drastic as half of what we paid for the guy.
All I hope is that we don't, in our pursuit to make as much money as possible on his sale, I just hope that we don't let this drag out beyond this summer or into multiple seasons.
I was going to end it on this last topic, but there was some breaking news, so I do have to report this. It's finally official. It's been done. Breaking news. N'Golo Kante has signed for Al-Ittihad.
We didn't give him the proper send-off, man.
Yes,
it does make me sad we didn't give him the proper send-off, but I mean, it's
that guy's
really
getting like
unfortunate.
€100 million in 4 years.
4-year contract.
Yeah.
Oh my word!
N'Golo Kante.
I said rest in peace like he's dead. Big up Kante.
wait, am I so?
Rest in peace his hamstrings.
Wait, so I'm probably in the minority. I'm the only one who's happy to see him go.
It's his time. Prime, it's his time to go. No.
I said is happy. I'm happy to see him go.
Yeah, we're happy. Everybody.
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. That's the best way to put it because we were all holding on to the hope that we could get N'Golo Kante to be the same N'Golo Kante. The injury happened, and we were just like, you know what? Never mind. We that was a lot of hopium that we were holding on to. So we're happy that he's finally not at the club. It's a problem that we got rid of, and he's doing better. We're happy for him as well. It is what it is, but it sucks that we didn't give him the proper sending off, and it didn't work out. For him to stay longer and still be N'Golo Kante.
Does it really suck? For me personally, I think
prime N'Golo Kante,
bro. I think we haven't seen prime N'Golo Kante in a very long time. He's been here 2 years too long in my
Prime.
personal.
Prime. If it makes you feel any,
that
Prime,
is true.
Prime.
Yeah,
If it
I
makes you
agree.
feel any better, I would have sold him last summer. Me personally, I would have sold him last summer.
I wanted him gone after our Champions League final.
Yeah, after the Champions League final, I think that was his
Yeah,
heights,
I
and
think
then
so
he
too.
crashed after that.
Yeah, I think he's. I think if Tuchel, because the way he was playing even that season, before Tuchel came in, he was already finished, man. I think fine, well done for what he's done in terms of the club, but he's been here too long.
Yeah, there's a way to still say respects, but realize it's time to go. Like, it was time to go a long time ago, and he finally got that move. I think we were just clinging on to the hope that he could rediscover it, but sometimes you just gotta let it go, man.
Yeah, it literally is clinging on because, the standard of our team has been so bad over the years that we'll take a world-class Kante performance, once every 5 months just to supplement the amount of garbage that we watch every week.
Yeah, it's true. So listen, I think what's going to happen, he's going to get injured more and more. He's breaking down. So, I mean, I rather, at least he ended, I don't want to say on a high note, but he wasn't deteriorating nearly as much as Aspie was, per se.
Well, actually, he's worse.
You think?
Not performance-wise.
Performance-wise, I'm referring to, Chris.
You could argue that, yes, but I'm saying his legs and everything is way worse than Aspie. Aspie didn't break down every 3 games or whatever it is at this point. He's played averagely 12 games. Aspie can actually play 30 games a season.
But it equals out though, because what Kante loses with his injuries, Aspie just can't. Aspie stays fit, but he can't run.
I don't think Aspie plays badly every game now. I think he has some good games, but
he gets cooked every game. He gets cooked every game.
I don't think he has every game. He's had a couple of performances this season. Good night, Andrew. It is getting quite late, actually. Fucking hell.
Listen, we've had a wild stream. We've had a wild stream. I did not expect it to go this long. I thought we were going to end under 2 hours, but people like to argue. People like to troll. People like to go off the craziest tangent. And I, as a host, try my best to keep it together, but sometimes I fail, and I failed you guys. But you know what?
No, you do a good job, man. You do a good job.
I failed the panel. I didn't fail the people watching. There's plenty of content for you guys to watch. So smash that like button if you haven't done so already. The last topic we got for you guys is... This is last one. This last one, Chris. Yeah. Onana is off. This is not going to happen. So let's go ahead and
Inter some scums, man. They're trying to. How you trying to get Koulibaly and what you going on loan, and then expect us to play premium price for Onana?
That's
that's their loss, man. Koulibaly's going to Saudi now. That's their loss.
Yeah, but anyways, let's read these real quick. Following Chelsea and Inter's meeting in London, at the moment, the Blues can be excluded from the race for Andre Onana. It's coming from DiMarzio, very reliable source. The Fabrizio Romano before Fabrizio Romano. Let's go ahead and Nazar Cancelo reporting Chelsea have ended their interest with Inter Milan goalkeeper Andre Onana. Georgi Mamardashvili, I think I kind of got that right. These names are hard. I'm sorry. Is thought to be Chelsea's second choice target. Other alternative options to Onana include Gregor Kobel and David Raya, who David Raya I'm pretty sure is closing in on Tottenham. So yeah. It stinks we can't get Onana. It stinks that Maignan is not interested, but I've heard good things about this Mamardashvili. Oh my god, this name is so hard to say. I've heard good things about Georgie. So
I think with this guy, he's the new age keepers have to be really, really good with their feet now. Like Onana is exceptional, probably the best in the world, but this guy does, because I've watched some of him, the standard stuff that you expect from a keeper, to be a good shot stopper, collect crosses, command your box, and he's decent with his feet. I don't think he's anything over the top with it, but he can play with his feet. So
I did look at his stats when we were first linked to him. His stats, I've never watched him. His stats seem quite unremarkable, but that might just come with me not having watched him. I'll be willing to give it a chance if it happens, but I don't know.
We're gonna have to see. Chris,
I'm in favor of missing out on Onana. I don't want to get fleeced for these deals.
Right, I really think Poch is actually going to give Kepa like this season as well. Next
No,
season,
he's not.
I've actually seen like he's actually looking at him as the first choice keeper. So, and unless I don't think Kepa was even that bad last season. I don't think
He wasn't, but he's not what we need. Like
I know, but I agree. I don't think he's the future and everything. But like maybe one more season with him, like
no.
with
You
this.
see
like,
what
we
we're
have
doing
no
here,
European
Chris?
Keep putting it off.
But we
No,
want
but-
we want a striker. We want midfielders. We probably want a defender. Maybe I don't know. If we
I
do,
think the
like,
keeper is like top 3 important. So after you get a
I
midfielder
agree.
striker, you get the keeper because like we can't keep saying, "Oh, Kepa one more year," and he keeps costing us points or stuff that he could have saved. You know what I mean?
Xavi, the problem though is that we don't have a Saudi Arabia to come and relieve us of Kepa. You know, he's still going to be here. So,
Right.
like,
I'm fine with him
any
being a
keepers
backup.
who are like top level now, though. Really, I thought
I'm
Onana
fine.
was pretty good.
I'm fine with him being a backup. You know what I mean? But we can't continue with Kepa in that, man. We're gonna it's gonna be the same thing. Oh, he could have saved that. Oh, like games that he could. He has saved us in some games. Like he could do a job,
Yeah,
but he's
saved the
not
season
the
too.
top.
Oh,
like for instance, like the game against Fulham, right? Him coming out, like that's a point that we could lose off of simple errors. Like you know what I mean? It's not even like, all right, cool, he could have done better. Like it's simple, basic stuff that he cost us points. Like to me, the City goal when Grealish crossed it. Him being susceptible to long
where
shots.
he kind
Like,
of ran out.
we have
ran out.
it's too much vulnerabilities for like a keeper. We need to minimize the less weaknesses. Like teams get more confidence from outside the box when Kepa's in that.
I will be honest though, like if we get a DM and if Poch is here, so he's going to coach a proper system, I think Kepa is good enough to get us back into the top 4. But beyond that, like in that instance, I would not mind giving him the next season because the objective should be to get back in the top 4. Beyond that, there needs to be a change. But for now, I think we could get away with it.
I just want to stop putting off the goalkeeper acquirement. I feel like we've been putting it off for way too long.
But Marshall, you need to get the right one though. Like, is this Marshalldbdx guy? Is he like of the level? Like that's the question.
Next year we're gonna be saying the same thing. What if the keeper? Everybody's gonna take good keepers. They're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna get the right one next year. So we might as well fix this now. It's just like to me, don't let it get to like the midfield situation where we kept putting it off. And it got so bad. It's like, all right, now the part of the reason why we were so reactive is because we were trying to put our eggs in a basket with Courtois, and we let him build a relationship in Spain, and he left, and we panicked. Like to me, we just got the hottest name on the market, and without doing our proper research and profile. At least let's do the proper research and profile now and get that guy that we could get.
And the way I see it as well, Oliver, to answer your question from before, like, listen, we know that good keepers in this current market are very hard to find. We're not talking about like 2006 and 2008 when there was so many great keepers out there. You know, your Van der Sars, your Casillas, your Peter Cechs, and all that. Nowadays, it's so hard to find, and I can only say like the only one that's probably world class as of the last few seasons is probably Maignan. And you can make an argument for Onana, but I don't know. I feel like I need to see another season of Onana doing well. But with Marshalldbdx, I believe that he's at least an improvement on Kepa, and we could use an improvement on Kepa without the price that we're paying for Kepa.
I mean, how
I'm
much,
not sure.
Has there been a price quote for Marshalldbdx?
I have no idea yet. I don't think Chelsea would sign him and give him the same amount of money that they're trying to give, or they're currently giving Kepa.
No, God no, they won't. It'll be like 100k around that.
The problem is though
reasonable salary.
The problem is though, as long as Kepa's here, the salary thing will always be a problem because if Marshalldbdx is coming in to start, then why is he going to take less than Kepa?
Well, we don't know if he's still going to start. Still don't know.
So why sign him then? Because we already have Bettinelli.
We're losing Mendy. Like Mendy was actually the backup to.
Okay,
we're not going to sign a backup.
No, but Chris,
loads of teams signed backup keepers.
No, but Chris, we have Bettinelli, and we could promote an academy keeper as a third as well. So we're not short.
Yeah, this
guy's
not
gonna crazy.
Be a keeper, Chris.
I feel like Kepa doesn't mind being a backup.
You know what? I gotta give it to Kepa too. He will fight for it, but I gotta give it to Kepa too. He's been a good sport. I mean,
he don't mind being on the bench.
I mean, to be fair though, Shavi, I think that was years ago. I don't think you would mind being on the bench if you're getting paid what Kevin's being paid though.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like the contract, that's like, we're not gonna be able to fix everything, guys. They're doing their hardest. There's some things we're gonna have to take an L on, and him sitting on his weight, we signed him to a stupid contract that we're paying for, and they're trying to cut this out now. That's why they're trying to restructure the wage bill, but they can't do it all in one window. Like, if they do it all, they're working miracles. Like, if they do manage to somehow get Kepa off, they're working miracles. But I feel like you can go with Kepa being on the bench and, you know, having a first choice, and his contract runs up in a year now, from, you know what I mean, 2025 I think it is. So I guess
the one bad thing about Kepa though, it's just like, if he's just 6'2" or 6'3" max, like at least like one of them two, yeah, he'd be so much better. I think would have reached.
It's not even that though. His wingspan.
He's 6 foot. He's 6 foot. Like, being 6 foot is quite hard to be a keeper. I think Casillas was 6 foot, but the thing with Casillas, he had a crazy good jump on him, like dive on him. Like, he can like dive quite far. He had very quick reactions and all that. But like Kepa is not like exactly like Casillas level, like especially prime, like just nowhere near it. But
Kepa got the T-Rex arms. That's why.
Yeah, he hasn't got. Yeah, but Casillas didn't even really have like super long arms.
He had a reach though, like, you feel me?
No, Casillas had a very good jump and everything and dive. Like, he had
a reach, bro.
Yeah, because how far he can dive. He was
like, sometimes arms can have different symmetry. Like, your legs could be longer, your arms could be longer. Like, I think Casillas had long arms. You feel me? And he had great reflexes too.
Yeah,
you ever see Kepa? The power isn't in his hand. Like, shots will go through it.
That's the problem with Kepa too. The power.
He has a bit of a weak fist, and Casillas definitely didn't have a weak fist. Not in his prime anyway.
And I mean, to give credit to Onana too, in the Champions League final, he blocked that shot from Haaland, dude. A shot from Haaland, bro. That's enough to knock you out. And he just
his distribution as well was phenomenal.
Yeah, the distribution was good. But we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe Inter consider dropping the price for Onana. It looks like we're out of the race, but we'll see what happens. I think the goalkeeper situation will get solved. I think the Lukaku situation will get solved, and we'll figure out the rest of it as well, guys. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and call it right here. Whopping 3-hour stream. There's just so much to cover, guys. And it's only been 3 days since the last time we did the show. So there's just so much to cover. But we'll be back again on Wednesday to cover more of it. Hopefully we don't go for 3 hours. It's insane. But yeah, I'll try to get the juiciest of news to go over, and hopefully we won't go too carried away. But at the same time, like, we did have enjoyable discussions, and I'm sure you guys enjoyed it as well. I'm going to go ahead and send you over to Flawless over at Sarcasm City TV. So go ahead and send that raid message, copy and paste it over to there. I'm going to go ahead and get the hell out of here. Thank you, Xavi, Oliver, Chris, Alex, Ahmed, Surfer, Scott, Prime, Kai, everyone came on today, man. It was crazy. So we had a party today, but shout out to them. Shout out to all our members as well. Thank you for your ongoing support. Shout out to all the super chatters. Shout out to everyone who's been here, whoever who's been watching from the get-go. And hopefully let's get to 1,900 subscribers soon, guys. So smash that subscribe, please. It does help us out tremendously. We'll be back with more content. We're always going to give you guys as much good content as possible. I got more things planned for you. Don't worry, outside the Casually Chelsea show. But that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out when we do stream. Check out the links in the description, leave a comment down below, and we'll catch you again very soon for another Casually Chelsea show. Good night and stay casual.